Ladies and gentlemen, popping on here. Different time today now. Normally we at nighttime, but y'all gotta forgive me. I'm not on my iPhone camera, so this camera here a little different. Let me get this here phone situated. But wanted to pop on and just chat with you, and then also do a little Q&A. And the reason why I try to do this is at random times is because people in different parts of the world and got different work schedules, and so I want to be able to come on here. Let's see here. Do a little Q&A, answer some questions, because we lately been having just talks without the Q&A. So I want to be able to answer some questions. Now, let me see. Regular questions now. Now, we don't like to get too deep into questions of too specific to where nobody else can relate to it or learn from it. We want to be able to have some a little regular. I was just on live on Instagram, so today I'm just in a little grind. Schedule got thrown off. I had to move a coaching session around, and but still at it, and what I'm gonna try to do is get some videos up, because I'll be with my son with his soccer in Germany. Not sure what my internet service will be like in Germany, and how, if I'll be able to upload videos over there. I figured out. I'm imagining if I have Wi-Fi, may stay at the hotel. Now, if any of y'all know anybody, now you happen to see this video and you know somebody in, I'm being Dusseldorf and Duisburg. If y'all got some family over there in the service or something, they close by that, I might need to hire me a driver. I can't ride in no clunker. Now I need to be in decent condition. But what I'm thinking about doing is staying at a hotel instead of staying at the facility where my son training, but have a car take me from the hotel to the facility every day. Hang out at the facility, watch the training, then go back to the hotel. That way I could film the videos and be a little comfortable, because they might be in a situation that's like a dorm room. And gosh, it's like when the Lord bring you a certain place in your life, it be hard. Well, that y'all have heard about when you stretch your mind. It's like when you stretch your mind and you start eating kale, then you might not want no romaine or whatever it is. You when you taste some quality, sometimes that's the benefit of stretching your mind. So me and my son, we flying over there, and we're not flying first class now. I wanted to, but that bank account said so I said no. And then I talked to a billionaire, about going over, and I said, man, you think I should fly first class or fly like premium economy? And he was like, do not put your son in first class going over there on that international flight. I don't know why he said that. Maybe he said just spoil them too much. But I struggle, being on the plane 10 hours, sitting next to somebody I don't know, somebody on this side, somebody on this side. Whereas when you're in first class, you're in that little thing by yourself, and you could kick back, lay back, your stomach go to moving. You ain't got to worry about nobody being beside you and growling. But it's just like, boy, look here. It ain't about being humble now. Me being on here talking to you is humble. But when you experience a certain level of living and you stretch your mind, you're not finna go from steak back to spam. You know, it ain't about being humble. It just like Oliver Wendell Holmes say, when you stretch your mind to a new dimension, it never returns to its original form. That's why Steve Harvey got that video telling y'all to fly first class. I actually teach the same lesson. And but he said fly first class. And then when you do that, you see this new level, and then it, you know, inspire you to start dreaming more. That's a lesson in itself that we got to get. Joy says you can't go back to regular Ubers. I feel you. You mess around and you have you riding that Uber Blight, Uber luxury, and you like, whoa, this here car clean now. Y'all forgive my missed a question in here. Got a new member, Alex Brown. God bless you. God bless you. I'll find a question. Sister jump right on in there now. I said we doing questions. Sister jump right on in there. Child father been avoiding picking up son 4 year ever since I got a job in my own place. Now not contributing money, but friends see him at restaurant and concert. Well, sis, he could be going through his own thing. You know, one thing I'm help y'all, remind y'all of, and we all know this: control what you can control. Do not lose sleep trying to figure somebody else out, trying to figure things out that you can't control. You got to control what you can control. So it's no telling what he going through, what he thinking about. Five, mama, God bless you. God bless you. So control what you can control. The guy has been consistent since March and just became distant. He spoke face to face and he admitted all plans have failed and he trying to sort his life out. How do I approach this? Well, you can keep talking to him when he reaches out, when he talks to you. He's distant. So it could be life situation. It could be another woman. You want to think the best. You don't want to speculate. You don't want to assume. You don't want to accuse. But if you're free and you're not doing nothing and he reaches out to you, answer the phone. If he texts you, when you get free, text him back. If he asks, hey, let's go on a date, and you free, go on a date. But do not wait unless you know within your heart and God has shown you that that's the love of your life. Peace, Mr. Gasson. What do you do when you have devoted yourself 100% while consciously remaining authentic to a vision that is processing? Yes, but not at pace you believe it should. I'm 20 years and focused. Well, the thing is, sis, is you got to look at life in the grand scheme. And so what you have to understand is you 20 years old. So your generation, y'all used to y'all live with the microwave. The generation before you pretty much had the oven, the stove. So y'all live with social media, internet, email, microwave. So that has conditioned you to get things overnight. You see stuff, you get online and you see people moving real fast, real fast. You don't know how they got there that fast though. Sometimes it's a loan, sometimes somebody giving them somebody put them on, sometimes they slept their way to the top. It's all kind of stuff that go into that and you just don't see it. And so at 20 years old, you really shouldn't be expecting anything. You shouldn't be expecting anything to be happening. No type of nothing. It should be embrace the moment, embrace the grind, because you're 20 years old. In the grand scheme of things, you're a baby. And so that's how you got to reset on that. Kate Nicole, God bless you now. God bless you. Now, if y'all put that hashtag Q in front of your question, then it'll help you out. What can I do as a mom to help my 5-year-old son cope with his dad abandoning him? What you can do as a mom is be 100% as a mom. That's all you can do. You can't really coach and counsel, and you can't replace his dad. A mother can't really celebrate Father's Day. It's like, yeah, you could say I'm the mother and father. You could say that out your mouth, but you'll never be a father. And so, but what you can do is be 100% a mother. The issue is right here. What happens in these cases is the mom stops being 100% mom and she starts being 80% mom or 70% mom because that other part of her is going to anger at the dad, competition with the dad, trying to change the dad, pain, frustration, anger, stress. And so now you go from being 100 as a mom to being 70. But see, as a child, yes, he gonna miss his daddy. But on your day off, if y'all going to Chuck E. Cheese, y'all going to Walt Disney World, y'all going to the state park, y'all going bird watching, y'all going to the basketball court, football game, y'all living y'all life every day that you off, you got him in activities, you exposing him to new things, music, robotics, dance, sports. He's going to be so enthralled with living and learning and experiencing that it's a lot of days he going to forget. A lot of days he going to forget he got a daddy. And then when the daddy come around, his mentality is going to be, okay, get in where you fit in. Like, what do you bring to this situation? Because my mama doing everything she could do. So what's your side of this over here, daddy? And if the daddy ain't whole and the daddy ain't healthy, he ain't gonna want his daddy around him. He gonna be like, you ain't teaching me about how to be a man and like what a man could teach me. Because he may be like, well, mama don't throw the football that good, or you might throw it good, but daddy might throw it better. So now he could see that, like, oh, well, daddy's stronger in this area. He could lift this, or he could move this, or he could do that. So I could learn this from my daddy. Or daddy talk like this. He talk fast, or he talk slow, or high or low. I get this from my daddy. So if he can't see where he can benefit from his dad, when his dad come back around, he really ain't gonna be want to be around. If you being you. Now, if you stressing them out because of you stress, then you know. So yeah, it's over 5 hours now. Our trip, 15 hours total. I think about 11 on the actual plane. 11, 12, something like that. If I get to go, if my passport get back in time. Taylor posed the same question because she probably was trying to make sure it gets seen. We ain't got that many people on here, Taylor. Why do men who haven't settled down say it's because they're picky? Are they actually picky? Yeah, they picky. Yeah, they picky. They picky now. And some of them gay. Some of them gay. And they can't come out the closet. You know, they just they mama ain't gonna accept it. They daddy ain't gonna accept it. The church, they race, they nationality not gonna accept it. So some of them gay. Some of them is fearful. They don't know how to deal with a woman. They don't know how to live with a woman. They don't know how to treat a woman. It's because they never saw it. They never saw it up close and personal by a man that they know, love, and respect. So I noticed a lot of men who it's men who didn't have a father who get married. That don't mean they good at it. That don't mean they're a good husband. That don't mean that they kind and caring. And it's those of us who had a father in the home, and that don't make us good at marriage either. Because if our dad wasn't good at marriage or you're the best at it, we're not gonna be the best at it. So all men flawed when it comes to marriage, and it's a lot of fear around that. It's a lot of fear. And here's the thing about it is like a man gets so scared to settle down because a man will cheat on God. But a man care more about a woman than he do about God. Now they gonna tell you I'm lying, but when you look at that behind the scenes, it'll tell you the truth. And what I mean by this is, a man will fall into fornication and he's sinning against God, but yet he'll be scared to get married because he's afraid to cheat on that woman. And so I see it all the time. So it's kind of like this right here. I'm a married man, and I was just at a football game, not a football game, a charity basketball game. And while I'm at this charity basketball game, it's women all around me at this game. So as a man, if I was single and this young lady right here got it all going for herself, I'm finna shoot a shot immediately. But as a married man, I can't do that. I'm not blind. I could see that she's pretty. I could see that she take care of herself, got a nice body, whatever, but I'm married. So I can't shoot. Now I could shoot a shot and cheat, but now I'm disrupting my favor. Now I'm playing with the Lord. I'm not willing to do that. I ain't willing to do that. It ain't no behind in the world worth losing this favor. Once you experience the favor from God, man, you ain't trying to play with God. And so me, I'm gonna be faithful not just because I love my wife, but because I love God. And it's actually my love for God that go deeper than my love for my wife. Because as humans, we cheat on humans all the time. We really don't care about no humans. Like we lie to humans, we steal from humans, we mistreat humans. But when it comes to God, when you really have that relationship, that's who you know hold the heaven and the hell for you. That's who you know hold your grace and mercy. That's who you know hold your favor. That's who you know hold your blessing. So you try and do right by that, because that's who could see you 24 hours a day. And so while a lot of these men are afraid to settle down, it ain't just about being picky. It's like they fear themselves. They can't trust themselves. So they get used to being able to shoot that shot, date that woman, court that woman, and when they bored with her, move on to the next. And it's kind of like, if I say I'm going to get one car and I'm going to keep that car for the rest of my life. I trade cars. I change cars like every 2 years. No matter how nice the car is, I get out the car 2-3 years. And right now I've been itching to trade a car, but I'm like, let me just keep a car for 5 years for one time in your life, Tony. That's the same way men like variety, men like change, men like to, upgrade. And that's why a lot of men are afraid to get married, because they are afraid that they're not going to be able to be faithful. And that after a few years, they're going to know everything about this woman and be bored of this woman and want a new woman and not be able to start nothing new. Because in it, all of us who have been in a relationship, we know that we know that getting to know phase, it just feels so good. And then once you get to know somebody, it could get boring if you let it. So we don't think about that. Okay, Nicole, thank you for your blessings. Do you think you will ever make a video telling women maybe top 3 realities women are too sensitive to hear about men or relationships? Well, you kind of done heard them. You kind of done heard them throughout the videos. And to be honest with you, it's really, you can't really tell human stuff, because it's probably top 3 realities about women that men can't accept. And so the top 3 realities about men, for one, if God got something for you, it's not going to apply to you. So if you believe it, then you stuck and you struggling because you don't believe this. And so the one thing I can guarantee you is that no matter what man you get with, He's going to get on your nerves, and he's going to make you want to leave him. At some time or another, you're gonna wonder what life would be like if you would have married differently, or if you leave that marriage. It might last a day, it might last a week, but every man gonna push you to that point. And if a man don't push you to that point, who he is in the dark, the skeleton that he hiding, will kill you. Because there's some women who they praise they man. He the most perfect man. I'm gonna tell you one thing. The brighter the light, the darker the darkness. And that's why too, my wife, no matter what I say, no matter what I show online, she has always kept a humility about me. You never see my wife go online every day and flaunt me and show me off the way you see some women show their man off, because she always keep a humility and remind herself that I am not God and that I am not perfect, and that any day I could take a stupid pill. So she's gonna enjoy my love and be with me behind closed doors, but she's not fixing to pedestalize and glorify me as the perfect man God saying can do no wrong. She ain't gonna do that, because she knows she's dealing with a human. And so, and it's been a long time. And so that's one thing that what I noticed that's most frustrating for me when I come on here is that it's a remnant of women who believe they're gonna meet a perfect man. It's a remnant of women who believe they're going to meet a man who will never look at another woman's booty, who will never recognize the beauty of another woman, who will never lust in his heart, who will never raise his voice, or whatever it may be. There are women who are waiting on the reincarnation of Jesus Christ to be available as a husband. And that's the biggest fallacy of the world, is you got to be ready. When you get in a relationship, you got to be ready to roll up your sleeves, put your gardening gloves on, and go to work. You got to be ready to read books together, watch videos, go to seminars, go to sermons, pray together, pray for each other, even if you don't pray together. But you got to be ready to get down in the trenches and to deal with y'all pain, with y'all trauma, with y'all all of this. And the thing about it is I hear a lot of women say, listen, I ain't doing nothing. I ain't doing no building. I ain't doing no nothing, none of that. But we listening to a hot girl summer go viral and say, hey, I ain't doing no builder man. And what women are called in building a man is working through his childhood preconceived notions. But the man got to do the same thing for a woman. It ain't no perfect woman. There's no such thing as a 100% healed man or woman. We call ourselves that because we can't see ourselves. But when somebody on the outside looking in and listening to your mindset and listen, we all flawed. We all need help. But nobody really recognized that. So what I always tell people, if it ain't physical abuse, verbal, emotional, like if it's not a form of abuse, then do the work. Stay and do the work. But now when it becomes abuse, then that's when it's time to go. It's time to, you can even address that, and even that can be changed now. It's people that addressed it and changed it, but the person got to want to grow and change for it to work. But if person want to grow and change, okay, you got to go. But people don't even want a headache in a relationship, and that's where we going wrong. People don't even want a headache. People don't want to cry at all, ever. People don't want to have to go to a therapy session. People don't want to have to read a book. People want to get into a relationship and think it's finna be a storybook, a fairy tale. And that's why so many divorces happen. Is because people don't understand how hard it is to live with another human and get along for the rest of your life. And it ain't even got to be about trauma. It ain't got to be about past pain. It could be just personality differences. You see the way they break down everybody's zodiac sign. And when you read that stuff, half of it might be true for you. Some people, 100% of it might be true. So just personality differences, which is they telling you that this based on the day you was born, that why your personality is like this. And almost everybody under the sun read that stuff and believe that stuff. And the way the mind works is you could read a horoscope or a zodiac and it not be true, but it becomes true because you read it and you internalize it. And now it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And that's why I tell my wife all the time, I say, listen, don't be reading that stuff. I said, you get online because you're going to read something about me that ain't true. And then you're going to be believing it. Or you're going to read something about you and then you're going to be trying to be that. Because now it's memes and it's reels and it's whole pages of zodiac. And so people become trapped in a box, and your zodiac sign could have negative, real negative, dark, toxic things about your sign that with your creator, you can have liberty from. But if you reading this stuff and studying this stuff, you're going to manifest it. You're going to become exactly that. And you're going to be in a situation where you need to be bigger and you need to be better. You need to be stronger. You need to be wiser. You need to be more emotionally intelligent. And you're going to say, I'm facing to act a donkey because I am such and such sign. And this what we do. And this how we are. And you will limit yourself and not grow because of your zodiac sign. And just because of that alone, make relationships hard. It made relationships hard. And that's what people don't understand. Is we got to get out that fairy tale. We got to stop thinking stuff gonna be peaches and cream. What are your thoughts on women yelling and talking big about what they're going to do about a trifling boyfriend, yet find a reason to stay? Yeah, that's the thing right there. And see, one of the lessons I learned with that is never ever judge somebody till you in their shoes. Never judge somebody till you in their shoes. Because you, wherever you loud at, wherever you bragging at, wherever you talking about, that's where you're gonna be tested at. That's where you're gonna be tested at. And it ain't gonna be easy. So you got to be able to say, you know what? Okay, this is what I would think to do, this is what I would hope to do, but I got to be realistic about this here. Let me be realistic about this. Man, I think I might want to go to the movie and have one of them burgers. Let me see if my wife, oh no, track coming on tonight. 400 meters tonight, I think. Emma say she's gonna go and get her coaching question off now. Hi, Tony, is there a certain way form to start a coaching call? I know you mentioned a type of questionnaire such as name, age, marriage. What is your advice on this? There's not a certain way, but even if your mind wants to know those things and your mind formulates things like that, then you should create that form. And what I want to encourage everybody to do on here is to be the blueprint. Be the blueprint. Write the blueprint. So even you might get on a call and you may say, okay, I'm finna help this person on this coaching call. But what I want to know is what city were you born in? Because that demographic gonna say something about you. I want to know how old you are. I want to know what's your race or your nationality. I want to know your age. I want to know, do you have kids? So when I get on the call, I ask the person, what's your name? Where you from? What's your relationship status? What's your parental status? Do you have kids? What is your occupation? And what is your race and nationality? And I've had one or two people that get offended and like, why you asking that? Why does that matter? Why does that matter? Why does that matter? And for me, I made that up. Nobody gave me that form. Nobody gave me that protocol for coaching. I made that up for myself. Other people may do that in their sessions. And if somebody teaches somewhere, okay, good. I ain't learning from nobody. I made it up because I said, if you married, single, divorced, that affects your mindset. If you have kids or not, that affects your mindset, how you view the world. If your child is 1 year old, it's different than your child being 18. If you black, that's different than being white, how you see the world. If you live in Houston, that's different than living in Jackson, Mississippi. If you are from another country and you in America or you living in another country, if you African, that's different than American. If you from the UK, that's different than American. And so I ask these questions to help me understand where a person is coming from, where they operate from, what their experiences are. And then that helped me help them, because I don't want to say something to somebody and they got 4 kids and I'm giving them hot girl summer advice as far as their business is concerned. Felt like I met my husband. We were talking. However, both of us ghosted each other and went back to our exes, both which we left multiple times before. He's still with his ex. What's your advice? Keep moving about your life. Keep on going about your life. Go on about your business, because the situation is not for you. And if it's meant to be, it'll be. He'll leave his ex and y'all will get back together. But that speaks to the tie that y'all had with your exes. And sometimes you got to go back just to realize it's not real. But a lot of time when a man go back, it's harder for a man to start over than it is for a woman. And women don't actually believe that. Women actually believe that it's harder for them to start over. But that's why 90% of men go back to their ex. Women, it might be 60%, 70%, based on my studies. And women are naturally stronger than men, mentally, emotionally, and things of that nature, mentally and emotionally for sure. And the reason why women are stronger than men mentally and emotionally on average, not all the time now, but on average, is because of what God prepared the woman's body to do. So for your body to do something, your brain gonna have to be in sync with it to a certain degree. So for you to carry a whole nother human in your body and push that human out, or if you can't have kids, even if you having a cycle, or if your body got to prepare for menopause, the things a woman body go through, the mind just got a higher threshold of pain. And so the strength and the mentality, women will go back to a man time and time and time again. But when it's time to let go and move on, it's hard for a man to let go and move on. It's hard. It's hard to do. It's hard to do. Hard to do. Nicole, welcome to the Blessed Tribe, y'all know. T-on, T-on, T-on. Welcome to the Blessed Tribe. Why does a man go back talking to his ex-girlfriends and now in relationship with baby mama after our relationship ended? Always used to bad talk about them when we were together. Just explain that one. Didn't even know it. Been on 9 dates, but he don't contact me every day. He do most days. A lot of times he texts instead of call. I asked him why he don't call. He said he didn't think I cared if he did. Do I wait 3 months? Do I wait 3 months then leave? So you need to go on about your business. If it ain't even been 3 months and he already giving you that, go on about your business. Go on about your business. Now see this right here. This question right here. This question now is a question that I get all the time. This is the type of question I get all the time. Oh, let me see what this sister up here say before it disappear. Tranisha, what does it mean when a guy says he has commitment issues after a month of talking? And I said he wasn't the one. So that don't mean nothing. That shouldn't mean nothing to you because you told him he ain't the one. So after that, nothing else don't make sense. If he ain't the one, there's no explanation for anything he say if he not the one now. And you shouldn't be worrying about that because you'll be the when he said so now you rejected him. Then when he reject you back, saying he got commitment issues, you're gonna go to thinking, oh, so you want to commit with me? Oh, so I ain't good enough for you? Oh, and then that's gonna make you want to win that battle. And then this right here is where you starting to entertain that. The fact that you asked that question and you spent $20, he cost you $20. You ask him a question about something that it could mean a million different things. There ain't gonna be one answer. Did see how you got your mind going? Just off of saying I got commitment issues. He might have said that because you told him he's not the one. So he might have told you that's why I ain't the one. Because I got commitment issues. But like I explained earlier, y'all have to go back. If y'all come on here late, y'all have to go back and watch this over again about men and commitment. And y'all got to watch these whole videos now. It might be an hour, 2 hours. Play it while you're on the drive, play it while you're at work. Get in your spirit because it's going to be about 50 different lessons in the video now. Now listen, this is what I want to tell y'all. This question right here I got on the screen. Been on 9 dates, but he don't contact me every day. He do most days. A lot of times he texts instead of call. I ask him why he don't call. He said he didn't think I cared if he did. Do I wait 3 months then leave? Listen, and I try to tell y'all this now. I'm gonna try to tell you now. Now this ain't about her. Because this question here, these the type of questions that make me want to retire. These type of questions right here. And I get these questions every day, all day. If I go into my DM on Instagram all day, every day, women is asking, Tony, he kicked me in the eye, stepped on my foot, spit on my mouth. Do he love me? Tony, he done slept with another woman, got her pregnant. He talked to her every day. Do he love me? Tony, he done left me 4 times. Do he love me? Like I get these questions. Tony, he cussed me out. He cussed my mama out. He cussed my dog out. Stole my purse. Do he love me? I get these questions all day, every day. And I just do not understand for the life of me. I do not understand for the life of me why women do not believe the obvious. I do not understand. I don't know if maybe y'all the ones who supposed to be walking by faith, because y'all will believe in a facade. Y'all will believe in a mirage. And like they say, like your grandma used to say, if it was a snake, it would have bit you. It's like y'all have got to see the signs. Now listen, every man gonna be flawed. Every man gonna make mistakes. But one thing about it, whether he toxic, whether he abusive, or whether he loving, if he wants you, you gonna know he wants you. It's some men that's toxic and they want you more than anything in this world, and you have to let him know, if you want me, you can't be toxic. But one thing you gonna know is that he wants you. When a man show you he don't want you, believe him. Believe him. Cause I'm getting tired now. Y'all have me tired. So listen, I'm gonna tell you something. When a man want a woman, it is going to annoy you. It is going to annoy you. When a man wants you, it is going to creep you out. That's what I'm trying to tell you. When a man wants you. When a man wants you, he ain't got no ego. He ain't got no pride. He ain't got no alpha male strategies. He ain't got no red pill. When a man wants you, everything got to wonder. When a man wants you, he'll disrespect his mama. He'll disrespect his daddy. He'll turn his back on God sometimes. When a man wants you, it ain't nothing in the world gonna stand in his way. That man will kill 1,000 men to have you. That's why Helen and Troy probably got in. The Helen of Troy, probably got into it. I don't know the story of Helen of Troy, but that's probably why they got into it over that woman. Listen to what I'm telling you. When a man, a lady wrote a quote. I don't know her name. It's an old school quote. I seen it years ago. It say, "Love is or it isn't. There is no thin love." Listen, y'all today, every woman on this thing. When I finish this, how long we been on here? 41 minutes. I've been talking about this from about minute 40. When this video upload, YouTube got a thing called clips. You go to this video, you bring it up to minute 39, minute 40, and you click clip, and you put it about minute 42, 43, and you type "you will know" or whatever you want to title it, and you hit save, and it's going to just clip out that little piece of this video for you. And you hit that share button, and you send it to every woman in your text log and say, "Watch this. Listen what I'm telling you. If a man want you, you will not have to wonder. If a man want you," somebody clip this for me and send it to me from a TikTok. "If a man wants you, you will not have to wonder. If you have to ask anybody, does this man love me? That man don't want you. He might love you, but that don't mean he wants you. Because see, love different now. You could love somebody and not want them. You could care for somebody and not want them. But if a man wants you, you are not going to have to ask a question. You ain't going to be confused. Y'all can put me out of business today. If women just listen to that one thing, I wouldn't have a job to do. I wouldn't have to show up on here. If women listen to that one thing, and that's what be blowing me. That's what be blowing me. I'm not a perfect man. I've been toxic a many days. But one thing my wife know for sure is that I love her with all my heart, and that I go to the end of the world and back, and it ain't nothing that I would not do for her. I give my life in an instant. I'll take a life in an instant. It ain't nothing I would not do for her. It don't matter how I'm feeling, how down I am, how upset I am, no matter what's going on, I'm finna grab that booty. And I'm gonna share. No, we married 15 years now. We married 15 years. I'm gonna share something with y'all now. I'm gonna share something with you, and this because I want my wife. Now I'm gonna share this now, cause now when I go to sharing stuff, you should have shared that. Tony, I got to get out the blessed tribe, cause you should have shared that, cause that you're a Christian. But then y'all go watch the nasty, toxic podcast. People who don't know what they talking about they at the table. Some amount of people 4 people at the table or 8 people at the table. Y'all be sending me the clips from that stuff. I be wanting to stand on my head. Y'all be sending me the clips. I be wanting to stand on my head. I be wanting to eat a shoe. Y'all send me that clip, and I just be feeling like just eating a shoe. I be wanting to drink a bottle of salt. I be hearing the dumbest stuff on these podcasts. But let me tell you now, when I tell you, when a man wants you, you won't have to wonder. 15 years into marriage, my wife texted me today. She ain't gonna like that. But I'm gonna tell you what this look like, because see, a lot of times we be in this and we don't show it. Don't nobody show it. And this question brought it out of here. I was writing her. They wrote me that they received a package and working on it. I'm talking about a podcast. I'm not my podcast. Passport. You say, okay, great. I just got out the shower. Oh, I wrote her back. Oh, really? You wanted 8? Now that's nasty. Now I said, oh, really? You wanted 8? Now what time is 2:27 p.m. now? She put LOL. You're a trip. I gotta take T to get the stuff notarized and then drop him off. Now that's my wife. She know her husband. My wife is not my wife. She conservative. So now it's a lot of turn ups. Now it's a lot of women who turn up. Oh yeah, come on, daddy, what you want to do? Yeah, come on, rush on in here. My wife not like that. She real conservative. She put LOL, you're a trip. Now she ain't say, ew, that's disgusting. Leave me alone. Why you say stuff like that? That's 2:30. But that's how bad I want my wife. When my wife walking around, her body is not where she want her body to be. She still got a little baby weight from my son. Her hormones changed from being a bodybuilder when she was doing the bodybuilding, not the real muscular one, but the bikini division. It messed up her adrenal glands and hormones, and so she can't burn like she used to burn. Her body don't respond the way it used to. So she's not where she want to be in her body. But to me, I'll swap her up with a biscuit. You hear me? I want her from head to toe because I'm in love and I want my wife. That don't mean I'm blind. That don't mean I can't see another beautiful woman. That don't mean I can't see another booty. I can't tell that somebody look good, but I want my wife. 15 years into marriage now. So when y'all talking to me about, oh, he acting like this, and it's 3 months, it's 1 year, it's 2 years, it's 3 years, that right there drive me crazy because men, we are go-getters. Men are hunters. Men are assertive. Men are aggressive. Men are overbearing when we want something. I'm gonna tell you, even like with the sales industry, it's a lot of men. It's women in it now, but it's a lot of men. Most of the people right now is 2 women in my inbox who in sales. One is with a private jet company and one is with a yacht company. But in them same industries, it's all the rest of them is men. And when I tell you them men get on my nerves, when I tell you them men is so aggressive, them men write you every day, they call you every day, and this is a job. I ain't got nothing to give them. I can't get on my bike for them. They don't want me. They is bothering me like this over a sale. How you think a man gonna act over a woman he want? That man finna be annoying. And that's what I tell women all the time. I say, listen, if this man don't kind of low key like almost creep you out, almost kind of make you think, oh my goodness, man, clingy. As long as it ain't toxic, like he still have his time, he still go out, he do his thing, he golfing, he playing ball, he got a life. But when he with you or he round you, he round you. I mean, listen, my wife barely could walk past me without grabbing me a handful. I got to grab me a handful. And then if we standing there, I'm just grabbing, just jiggling, just bouncing up and down. Anytime if she changing clothes and sun go to come off, I got to get over a couple of love. And 15 years in the marriage. And you know why? I'm gonna tell you why it's like that. Because I'm 100% faithful. So because I'm 100% faithful to her, it's like I'm consumed and I want to, like the Bible say, ravish in your wife's bosom. See, a lot of times your man not into you because he's a porn baby. And what I mean by that is he more into that phone screen, that app that he on, that website that he on. So the way a man body work is that when we get a release, we done. So when your man is not calling you and FaceTiming you, and this ain't just to this question, this just in general. I just got a question on here for a reference. This ain't even to her. This could be 2 years into a 3 years, 5 years into a relationship. When your man is into other women and he taking care of himself with the 5 finger, Angela, that's why he ain't licking all on your neck, grabbing all on your booty. That's why he not doing that, because he done got his release. He done got on here. He looking at Bumblebee Triple X, and he done hat. Yeah, he good. So when he see you, he don't need to kiss. He don't need to grab a booty. He don't need a hug, because his body done had its release. So that's the telltale sign that you got you a man that's a porn baby, that he into some other stimulation. And so you have to realize and understand this. But what I noticed by me not watching the nasty movies, I ain't watching nasty movie since the R. Kelly tape came out in college. That's how long I ain't watching nasty movie. And I really don't know what I was watching on that. Now, I'm hoping that was not who we think it was, and that she was 18. But y'all remember that tape came out? We was in college. We supposed to be on our laptop studying in study hall, the football team, and we ended up on that laptop watching this grainy video. Like, what the R. Kelly doing? And that's the last time. What I have found is that by being married and not having the influence of them nasty movies in my life, it made me desire my wife in any season her body is in. Now, if anybody know anything about women, and women know women, they know that their body could fluctuate and it could go through seasons and hormones, and even just the monthly, every month could affect just whatever. And it's a lot that come with the inner workings of a woman. And it don't matter what season her body in, because I don't have the nasty in my life, I'm desiring my wife and want to swap up with a biscuit from head to toe. And that's what you have to understand, that's going to happen. And that's across the board with any man. It ain't, oh, he was raised like a thug and he from the streets and, he don't express himself. Listen, he don't have to express himself. One thing about a man is that right there, that down there, got a mind of his own. If this thing ain't getting worked out and stimulated, it's gonna be stimulated by you. Now, if it's getting took care of, it ain't gonna need nothing from you. And that's why the nasty movies are destroying marriages today, because it's removing the intimacy between the man and the woman, and now the intimacy is between a man and a computer screen. And then that's why women is now, so many women going to their battery operated stuff. And this what we got to realize is, you got to remember mating season. You got to remember mating. And so you got to remember that when a man wants you, it's going to be on a timeline. It's going to be on a timeline. And he's not trying to waste time. When he truly, truly wants you and he's sure about you, everything going to be moving forward. It might not be the same as your friend. Your friend, they might get married at 12 months, which is rushed in my opinion. 18 months to 24 months, that's a sweet spot. Really, 24 months should be the marriage. That really should be the marriage. The proposal should be 12 months. 36 months, if you over the age of 25, at the 36-month mark, y'all need to have a talk. We need to understand the circumstance and situation and what's going on here. There are situations and circumstances that 36 months is not the time for marriage. It may be 48 months or it may be 60-month mark. Now at the 60-month mark, that's the last month that I could possibly justify under any circumstances. Meaning, even if he on a submarine in the Navy, 6 months out of the year, if he in another country, you in another country, the last month I could justify a couple being together without marriage is that 60-month mark. After that, it's a lot, it's some stuff going on, there's some belief systems, there's some childhood, it's a lot going on that need to be expressed and talked about for that to be considered an exception to the rule that they need to extend their relationship beyond 5 years without getting married. That's a tough part. But when a man is into a woman, he's going to be very intentional. He's going to be productive and he's going to be moving along. So 3-month mark, around that 3-month mark, it's going to be, will you be my girlfriend? Around that 12-month mark, it's going to be, will you marry me? 13-month wedding or whatever, start to get planned. And then after that, 18 to 24 months is marriage. 24 months to 36 months, if the job situation work is having a kid or adopting a kid or getting a dog, whatever it may be, and you just move, you going on like that, it's going to be productive when a man is for you and he all the way into you. When a man ain't really for you, sing quick, God bless you. And did I miss a let me see. Did I miss a paid question? Oh no. Oh yeah, I did. Sorry about that. Kabibi Shaw, God bless you now. See, that was a whole sermon right there. Sometimes you have that right there. That's a sermon. I'm about to hang out with some young adults from my church, so I'm going to sign off and get freshened up for it. Thanks for all you do. I look forward to the single Saturday call tomorrow. God bless you. God bless you. Let's say Marion or Marion 4. Appreciate that blessing. The singles class is tomorrow. Let me see if it's full though. Let me make sure it ain't full. Hey, if it's full, y'all don't have to miss out. I don't know when the next one gonna be now. People like to procrastinate. It's called Saturday School. It's a concept that I'm doing. I like Saturday School better than Masterclass because Masterclass just sounds a little too masterish. I really don't like masters. So we're gonna do Saturday School, and tomorrow's for the singles. It's on TonyGassonAcademy.com. So make sure you get on over there, grab your spot. But let me see now. If it's full, I got to go and close it. Come on now. No regular website. My site been acting up too. Some people were trying to sign up and it wouldn't let them sign up. They probably trying to do me like Apple because the course creator, they done added in their own payment system so they could get a piece of your transactions, but I don't go through them. So class got a little bit of space in it, probably by what that is, probably about a handful of people there. My math failing me, but it's either gonna fill up with people or time gonna run out. So I close the registration tonight at midnight Eastern. So if you're new here and you've never been to TonyGasketsAcademy.com, but tomorrow it's always a good time with the singles. And if any men see this and you single, hop on there now. You might see your wife on there. Hop on there. Sometimes men be scared to do that kind of stuff, or they sign on under their sister name and have the camera off and be scared. It's like, fellas, we got to grow up. We got to mature. We got to grow up. So this is a call to all the men. If you single, get on the singles class tomorrow because the men need to be getting ready too. That's the problem in the world today is women doing all the work, women getting ready, and men just worrying about money and just focus on money and just focus on crypto and stocks and real estate. No, get your butt some relationship knowledge so that you could heal and grow too. Like, come on now, fellas, we got to do better now. We got to do better because if you go to these seminars, it's all women. You go to these virtual classes, all women. Me personally, I'm a married man. I get tired of seeing all these women. I be like, my goodness, the men out here doing any work. It's like, yeah, I ain't got number 5%, but 5% of 300,000 is 15,000 men. So, okay, out of 15,000 men, we got one man on the class. My goodness, what do that say about the state of manhood? If we as men can only listen to another man when he talking about money, and we can't hear the opinion or perspective or the insight and experience of another man when he talking about matters of the heart, what do that say about the state of men? It say we're in a bad state of men. And so what good is it if women are doing all the work and getting ready for what? So a woman becoming wife ready for a grown boy because men not doing the work. And this is the thing is, women, use your influence. Use your influence and make your brother get on the class. Your brother 18 or older, make him get on the class. Say, listen, bro, you need to get on this here class. And if you ain't get on the class, listen, don't even talk to me. Like when you need money, when you need help with your business, when you need this, and I can't help nobody that ain't helping themselves. You single, you ain't got no woman, you need to be on this class. I'm gonna be on the class and I'm gonna be looking for you. If you ain't on the class, hey, don't call me about nothing because you ain't helping yourself. Tell your daddy to get on the class. Tell your brother to get on the class. Tell your son to get on the class. It's like men need to start doing the work in the areas of the heart, because the problem is that it's just women doing the fake work. And the reason why I say not a fake work, because a lot of women who be on here and be in every class and then get into a relationship and lose their mind. Get into a relationship, forget everything. A lot of my coaching calls, and I ain't mad at it because, it's my opportunity to help. But a lot of my coaching calls is women who say, Tony, I've been following you for years. And now I'm going through this. And it's all the opposite of what you've been teaching. And then women will say, oh, Tony, show us where the men who listening have grown. Well, I meet those men, but I rarely hear a man say, hey, man, I've been following you and I'm doing everything wrong. I met a man at a basketball game last night. He said, look, man, let me show you. I'm going to go ahead and show you. I ain't even capping. And he opened his phone, he opened his YouTube, and he showed me my videos in a row with the red line where he watched them. He said, man, they helping me. They helping me, and I appreciate the work you doing. This is a young man now. He probably looked at 23, 20, between 20 and 25. It's a young man, And so men, it's some men that's doing the work. It's just they do it more quiet. A lot of men don't do all this. And so I'm guessing Marion is a maybe it's a guy. And Marquita say me and Quanta are one and the same as that her husband. To add to what you are saying right now, hey, we're on a marathon right now because my computer plugged in, long the internet don't go to acting up on me, or YouTube don't shut me off. That's why I got on the computer, because they'll shut my phone off because my memory low. I need a new phone. My memory low. Right. So we're on a marathon right now because my wife, she out working out. She working out. She lifting right now. So I got my little free time. When she come home, we're watching track tonight. Y'all, the track is on CBS. I think it started at 8 p.m. tonight. Really interesting to watch that. For my 40th birthday, I was thinking last night, I'm gonna do something active. So y'all let your brothers and cousins and husbands know. Women be in it too though. But be activity. physical activity. To add to what you're saying right now, Tony, about you will know, how soon will you know when just getting to know a man? Now, you've heard this before, but a lot of times you don't believe it. A lot of times women don't believe this. But when a man wants you, he first, men choose based off of looks. Unfortunately, he choose based off his taste. The exception to the rule is when a man is not really physically attracted to a woman all that much, but he happens to be around her a lot. And then he gets to see her for who she is. Cleo, God bless you. But initially, a man chooses off of his looks. And I believe a lot of women do the same, but it may be less attractive men than there are attractive women. I don't know. I can't judge a man. But even when I look at women, it's not like I'm walking around and every single woman, I feel is attractive to me. Everybody beautiful in their own right. Their mama think they're beautiful, God think they're beautiful, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So we're not gonna like everybody we see, of course. But when a man wants you, he wants you now, and it's gonna be rather quick. It's gonna be typically within that first 30 days. He gonna know. He's gonna know, and he gonna be on you. So you got to realize that and be ready for that. Okay. Okay, somebody say it shows that you're honest and authentic. Look like it was only even want to share a fraction of their past. Hey, you right about that now. There's a lot of people riding in on that horse and don't want to tell about nothing. No, tell us about what you used to do to these women out here now. Tell us now. Don't let your ex-wife talk. Let your ex-girlfriend talk. Yeah. I'm looking for a question on here now. hmm That chat was saucy. I don't even see all the chat because it don't keep scrolling up, scrolling up. I gotta hit to scroll down. What do you think about men who never approach women in person and meet women to date online / social media exclusively? I don't want to be offensive on that, but to me, I don't really see that as a man in a sense. I don't really see that as a man. I see that's kind of, to me, I see that as like a grown boy. That's what I call a grown boy. And so I don't see that as a man, and I don't see that as an authentic and genuine person, because it's easy to hide behind a keyboard, but it takes something different to walk up, to muster up the courage to walk up to a woman and talk to her. And so I really don't understand men who only approach women digitally, because even and it's also a gamble on the man part too, because that woman could be tore up from the floor up. That woman feet could be out the front of her shoes, flapping, toe touching the ground. But you won't know that based on her picture. The woman could be just really, her energy, just how she maneuver, her body language, and just how she dress and how she smell. All of that could be wrong, and a man won't know that. A woman could be a man. She might have an Adam apple, and just the way the picture is turned, you can't see that apple. And so me, I just wouldn't even trust the internet. But that could be just because I'm country and you know come from a different situation, but I can't trust the internet. I wouldn't be trying to just sit online and holler at no woman. No, I need to see, you know, I need I need to be able to read somebody. It's so common, especially with men. How can women have a normal relationship with a man these days? It's so early, but I won't allow it. Do you meet men who don't? Why? It's not a conversation that I have with a man, but I'm always bragging about not watching it and not being into that kind of stuff, that I feel like if the men who I'm talking to did not do that, they would be bragging about it too. But I never heard a man say, "Oh yeah, I don't watch that either. Yeah, I don't watch." Oh well, one or two, but they married. But like single men, no, I really don't hear a man say he don't, and that is kind of sad. That's kind of sad to think about. One thing about the calls now, it'll get you sad now. It'll have you looking at the reality of the world. I remember I had a assistant, and he came to one of my seminars, and I said, "Listen, 99% of men cheat or have cheated." And after the seminar, he was like, "Man, isn't it your goal to give women hope?" I said, "No, it's my goal to tell women the truth. It ain't my goal to sell a dream." And I'm just speaking on my personal experience now. This woman might live somewhere else. The men ain't, but for me personally, I never met a faithful man who had never cheated. Now I've met men who have become faithful once they fell in love and they had kids, or they started to build a family with a woman. I've met many men can become faithful, but just being faithful, just off the strength, just out the blue, regardless of race. So for those of y'all who think, black women who think the white man is your savior, and y'all hollering about an exodus, the white man cheating just as much, if not more. Because I just was with some. And you know what the white man do? The white man cheat with their ring on. I was like, well, how do this work? I was with some guy, white men, and they were, I say, whoa, cheating on their wife. Hollering at women, flirting with women, hugging women, kissing women at little outings and functions, and with the ring on. And so for those of y'all who think that, oh, let me go to another race, I'm finna be praised and loved and treated like, no, a man is a man. A man is a man until he know God. The only man that's different is a man who has surrendered to God. It don't matter what his race is. And see, the same thing about it, and this is what I try to tell people. Now, this is what we're going to touch on race now. And this is where it get a little sensitive now. What you got to realize is that when you is in an interracial situation, when you go to another race, that race don't necessarily understand your race. So they may fear you to a certain degree because they didn't grow up in that household and understanding you. So what happens in those situations, when you go to your exodus and you think that it's finna be all peaches and cream, what happens is you get it in your back. See, when you with somebody who know you, they used to you, you get it in your chest. You get it in your nose. Let me explain that. Because see, YouTube, they don't like you to talk real on here. Now, if you talking about money and all that, they don't care about you talking about. When you talking about life, you talking about love, talking about relationship, which is actually taking people's life, they don't want you to talk real about that. See, when you in this situation and you go to over here, oh, let me go over here because they're gonna treat me amazing. No, they just cheat differently. It's like who you was with, you found it in their phone, you caught them, it came out. But when you go over there, they don't, and the reason why they were messy, the person, when you with your same race, the reason why the person get messy sometimes is because they know you, they don't fear you. But when you go to another race, they don't know you. They know you based on how the media portrays your race. So they might think you crazy. So now when they cheat on you, you never know. You never catch them because they doing it with a computer screen, phone screen, or they doing it in a way that you never gonna find out. So that's what I mean. You get stabbed in the back. But humans gonna human until they know God. Until somebody come into the knowledge of God and their heart is renewed and they made a new creature, they gonna human. Humans is going to human. Saying quick, God bless you. Now, I don't think you're going into depth about the whole. If he wants you, this is what it looks like. I thought that I was supposed to be the cool girl and not trip if he's not consistent in contacting me every day. I'm glad you said that now. I'm glad you said that. And that's what, see, this the thing. What y'all got to realize. Like the man I seen on that at the table. With the people be at the that podcast. That guy on there, he said something that one of y'all sent me about something that a woman need to, if a woman propose, she need to be on both knees or she need to be sitting down, and that because he finna prepare a life and he finna be paying bills, that the woman need to do that grand gesture of sitting down and proposing to him. I about throwed up in my mouth. I said, boy, y'all out here making these kind of men. I said, oh my goodness. With these men, they when they say cut from a different cloth, it's a lot of men that they cut from silk. See, we were made from cotton, cut from cotton, meaning come out the yard. You hear me? The struggle. These men today, oh yeah, I want my woman to propose to me. If a woman proposed to me, I'll step over her head like Allen Iverson did Tyronn Lue in that basketball game. I'll step right on over her. Woman, if you don't get out of here, get off your doggone back and knees to proposing. Like, listen, if the man don't want you, go on about your business. A woman should never propose to no man. He ain't proposed to you for a reason. That's why he proposed. If a woman gotta beat the man to proposing, you got to realize that's because you want the marriage and he don't. But see, the thing about it is this where men go wrong. I respect a man who say, no, I don't want to be married right now. So listen, get on up off your knee. No. But see, these men, they'll say, yeah, because they don't want to embarrass the woman when she already embarrassed herself getting down there on her knee. Listen, y'all have to keep your righteous mind. Stop letting society brainwash you into turning society upside down, flipping their life upside down. And this is the problem. See, that boy that was sitting on that podcast with all that hair on his head and trimmed all up and all that, trying to look like something, and hollering about he want a woman to get on 2 knees to propose to her. Come on now. Y'all know the people on the show. Tell them people to send me an email and bring me on that show and let's have a discussion. Because that be some foolishness, man. It's a lot of these podcasts. When you see them with that foolishness on the relationship, DM them and say, hey, Tony Gaston say he want to come on your show so y'all can have a conversation. Because I want to ask some questions. I want to hear them out. I'm just curious, like, huh? I'll be scratching my head. And so listen to me. This is the problem. It's a lot of men today. And this is why you got to raise your sons the right way. Because we done all made mistakes on this. But it's a lot of men that they cut from silk. And just soft as all out though. and want a woman to do what the man's supposed to do. Want a woman to chase them. The man is the hunter. The man's supposed to pursue. When people eat meat and they had to hunt for it, who went to hunt with the bow and arrow? Who went to hunt? The man or the woman? Why did the man go hunt? Because his muscles are stronger. He could carry the deer home. His legs is faster. His spatial reasoning is better. That's why you see no. That's when you see snipers and you see shooters and you see Steph Curry. It's a man's spatial reasoning is different from a woman's spatial reasoning. We created equal, but we not created the same. And see, that's what people say. Oh, we ain't created equal. No, we equal. We not the same. It's a difference. We equal. We not the same. We got our own set of gifts. God love us on the same level now, but we got our own set of gifts, and that's what people don't understand. So a man want a woman to pursue. If you want a woman to propose, then that means you want a woman to provide. And if you want a woman to provide, then that means you want her to have also have a very, you want her to tell you what to do. Because when you provide, you think you get to tell her what to do. So how you want her to propose, but then you won't tell her what to do? When we should be working together, we shouldn't be telling anybody what to do. We ought to be coming together. But this is what we equating money with. So often as men, and I've been guilty of this too, we think that because we make money, that we get to call all the shots. And that, what I found out, what I realized is a weak state of mind. It's a weak state of mind because you don't understand your true strength. And your strength and your leadership is not dictatorship. It should not be dictatorship. It should be leadership. But it's too painful for us to hear because it uproots things. It uproots things. And this is where we're going wrong in our relationships. And so we got to get to the place to where we understand. And the thing is too, men got to know our place. Women got to know their place. And both of us have to know our worth as well. We got to know our place and our worth. And so if a man is the hunter physically, then the man should be the hunter spiritually and emotionally, mentally, meaning the go-getter. So the man should go approach a woman that he feels looks like his wife, get to know her. If she's not his wife, the man should tell her, "You're not my wife," and let her go. She might cry for a day, she might cry for a month, but that's between her and God. He should let her go. He should not ghost her. He should not lead her on. He should not use her for what he can get from her and then go find another woman to try to fill that space. He should be man enough to approach her, ask her, can he get to know her, be moving intentionally, ask her to be his girlfriend, ask her to be his wife, ask her to be the mother of his children, or adopt or have a dog or a parakeet, and ask her about the house that they want to build or buy. Ask her about the moves in the life and work with her as teammates. And whenever he don't feel something is right, he should voice that to her, express himself, not do it behind her back, not be a tyrant, put his foot down and say, this is what we're going to do. He should express what he feels and then hear her side of it. And if she is willing to express herself, then they come to terms on it and they weigh the pros and the cons. And then they make a decision as a team, not a dictatorship. And this is what we got to realize. Now, son, at least she said, I'm tired of you talking to him. Let me get the question off now. Some of these questions is a sermon, so we have to, it go a little deeper. Let me get on down here. The Sonny Lee. Oh, yeah. There's a lot going on in that chat now. Haven't spoken in a week, but texted me yesterday to inform me that he has C19. I didn't respond to avoid interruption of my healing process because we weren't on the same page. Was I wrong? No, you weren't wrong. You weren't wrong. You protected your peace. You ain't spoke to him in a week. And it's like, what do it matter to you if he got that? You ain't his nurse. You ain't his doctor. You ain't his mama. Y'all ain't talked in a week. So it's like, what you sending that for? What you want to think? And what he sent it for is he wants some sympathy. He want to see, oh, you want me to sit a bowl of soup at your door with some crackers? No, playboy. You ain't want to talk for a whole week. Or it could be the excuse of why y'all ain't talking, why he ain't reached out to you in a week. It could be the excuse, oh, I got that. But your text message worked. Even when you got that, your phone worked too. And so, yeah, you ain't wrong for, not interrupting your peace. Let me see. Hey, Tony, what's the probability of someone signing up for coaching with me if I get on my mentor.life? I've already gotten my certificate from you. I don't know. Can't say exactly, but the people on there getting booked. That's why it's somebody on there. People stingy about their money now. So the people who don't get booked, they get off of there after a while, and I tell them to get off of there because I don't want you to be on there if you just your page ain't speaking at that time to the people. So let me see if we still got some coaches on there. Yeah, we got some coaches on there. 3, 6, 7. Let's see here. Yep, we got 500 coaches on there. So, but at the same time, what you have to realize is we got 500 coaches on there, but 1 million people a month see this here, right here. 1 million plus people a month see that. So if everybody wanted one session with a different coach, we would need 1 million coaches now. But if 1,000 people go, we still ain't got enough coaches. 500, you might ain't got enough coaches because everybody ain't gonna pick separate coaches. Some coaches are gonna get 2 or 3 based on their picture, how good their picture is, how good their bio is. So if you're a coach or a consultant, you're welcome to join my mentor.life. If you don't have a certificate, you could upload a degree or a picture of your degree or training. Now, if you have not had a one-on-one session with a coach, then do not sign up. Go hire a coach, even the $25 an hour coach. Go hire a coach, and then after doing a session, then sign up so you at least see how a coach do a session. And but yeah. That's just says you're gonna spell that thing out. Yeah, that's the thing lying now. Andrea, she telling the truth now. Andrea telling you now. She telling you. Cause I'm trying to tell you, it's men talking about they want to be the head of a household and around here twitching in the hips, around here switching their hips. Talking about they want to be the head of a household. Well, around here dressing better than their wife. Talking about they the head of the household. Boy, not with that vein I see in your thigh. Boy. And the way they making these shorts, and this is what I'm trying to tell these men. See, the thing about it is a lot of men who like men are designing the clothes. And so now these shorts, men walk around with scrotum hanging out the bottom. Like, my goodness, brother, they ain't have no shorts longer than that. I don't want to, man, look. Walk around with all that hanging out. My goodness. Married 14 years, never really seen, heard my opinions, never really matter about anything, no time spent together. Should I leave? Sis, you need to sign up for coaching now. Don't try to come on here and get me shot. Come on now, sister. Now, because see, listen, I'll tell you something. And the Bible talk about this. The Bible talk about this. The Bible tell men, do not mess with no another man's wife. Because when that man find you, he is not going to have mercy on you. So that's why I always tell married women, do not ask me no question about your husband on this right here. You need to do a full session. You need to have a session where you talk for an hour, because this marriage, this God union, this holy matrimony, this sanctity. So you need to have a whole session so that you could talk through this thing, and you may need 3 or 4 sessions with a coach or a counselor or a therapist before you make a decision, because you don't just walk out on marriage like that. And then 2, the reason why I have security a lot of times, because if another man, if I'm not a good man, if I'm a grown boy and a man give my wife some advice to leave me and she leave me, I'm coming for that man if I'm a grown boy. Now, if I'm man enough to realize my wife didn't leave me because of a man online talking, my wife left me because I'm trash and I treat her like trash. If I'm man enough to realize that, I ain't going for that man. I ain't going after that man. That's on me. I dropped the ball. I ain't do what I was supposed to be doing. And that's how another man even had my wife ear. But if my wife taking leave, but if I'm a grown boy, so that's why I have security. Because we'll have to lay somebody down. We have to go and lay a man down. And it done come close now. Men done come to seminars looking for their woman. And because she ended up getting a word. And he realized that if she hit his word, it might be the end of him. Men have put hands on their women after the woman that listen to one of my YouTube videos or come to a seminar trying to beat it out of them. It didn't happen. It's real. It's a lot of women that cannot follow me online when they're in a relationship, because they man don't want them to hear nothing that might convict him. And that's just how we are as men. We territorial. I can't blame them. I mean, I get it because I'm a man. I understand. But that's why I don't be speaking on married couples. And I speak in generalities. I don't in public say, oh, yeah, you need to leave him. You know, I say it every now and then if it's just real crazy. But if it's in a little gray area, I understand sometimes things work a little different. You might need, both sides need to be heard. My homegirl says that men wear the dangling cross earring on one side aren't straight. I never thought about it that way. What do you think? No. I think it's the sign of just the world today. It's just everybody trying to look the best they can and look stylish and look fashionable. And it could be something in that, but you know, I know guys who wear that. Me personally, I would not be able to wear it personally, but I know guys who wear it that I don't really think that they, you know, go another way, but I can't say for sure because it's guys that I have thought like women turn out that they like men, and I had no clue. And so I realized I can't read everything and everybody. So we got the man has trust issues, accuses me and holds back. That's a tough one, sis. You need to sign up for coaching. Get your coaching session. That's a tough one now. Got to talk through that one because that's real there now. Them trust issues, that's the hardest thing to get over. If you don't have trust, you don't have a relationship. So a lot of times in that situation, you have to express yourself and you got to find a way to express the words to let a person know, listen. And you just got to be very real and direct with them over and over and say, listen, if I don't want you, I'm not afraid to tell you. If I don't want to be with you, I ain't not afraid to tell you. But one thing I ain't going to ever do is I ain't going to ever cheat. Because I'm not finna lower my standards and go against my morals and values out of spite for you and then hinder myself with God. You got to really spell that out to somebody so that they understand you ain't that special. You will get left if I don't want to be with you. I'm not finna put smut on my name and be trying to duck and hide because I'm in an affair. I'm going to let you go. And when you let somebody know that like that, and see, that's the time, that's the problem. And see, me, I'm direct. So I hurt people's feelings that I be direct. But a lot of people like to beat around the bush. And when you like to beat around the bush, now this how you set yourself up for failure, because you just with that and people don't believe you. So he can't believe you. So you saying, why would I do that? I would never do that. I would never cheat. But when you change that word, sometimes you got to speak the language that a person speak. See, hablo español, trabajar, escuchar, mi amigo, si diez, buenos dias. Now, see, if you don't speak that with me, you don't know what I just said. You don't know what I just said. But see, just us who speak Spanish know what I just said. So, trabajar, escuchar, buenos dias, buenas noches. See, my wife, she be saying, why do you put a country accent on everything? We was in Mexico. She was like, why you say hola like that? Hola. So you don't speak that. You don't know what I'm saying. But when I say this right here, and I'm speaking your English, you know what I'm saying. So when you talking to a man and he does not understand, I would not cheat on you. Why would I do that? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you keep questioning me like this? Why are you treating me like this? When he don't understand that, then that means that man understand, listen here. For one, you cool and I like you. But if I felt like cheating, please believe I'll let you know and I'll let you go. You don't have to worry about me cheating. You ain't got to have a code on my phone. You ain't got to do nothing. Sometimes you got to change the language, because if this man was raised by a mama who called him MFer, get in there, clean and wash them dishes. Sorry, MFer. He's not going to understand. That don't mean you got to curse him out, but he need a little more stern, direct language. He's not going to understand you crying. He's not going to understand you pouting and complaining and nagging and like that if his mama was a G. And so you got to talk to him different. Like my son, my oldest son, he do not feel you and cannot hear you if you ain't direct with him. Because me and his mama so direct, if you he'll run right over you. School teacher, coach, you got to be direct and you got to be stern, because that's what he respond to. My youngest son, he real sensitive. If you stern with him, he a bag of water. Why? That's how I was. I was like that, bag of water. So you got to understand that. What can you offer a famous person that you want to meet, work with, or desire mentorship from? How do you find out what they could use from you in return? I'm gonna tell you now. The Bible says your gift will make room for you. So what, and bring you before great men. So what that mean is, a lot of times people, they'll just say, you know, hey, I want to be mentored by you. I'm gonna tell you what happened. When I wanted to meet with a billionaire, saw his company had a media company similar to like what I could build, and they say he worth 2 billion, says company worth 20 billion. I DM'd him on Instagram and I said, hey, you know, I would love to come meet you, blase, blase. I said, I'll pay you anything that you want. Nah, I ain't have it for him. But by me offering to pay, it said to him that I do not take your time for granted, because you make $50,000 an hour. I want to come talk to you for a couple hours, ask you some questions. I don't take your time for granted. Now, some of them gonna charge you. Some of them gonna charge you some. But you know what that payment is? It's a rite of passage. It let them know that you're willing to put your money where your mouth is, because Anybody will just use your time. Anybody will take your time if you're willing to give it to them. But somebody that's willing to that value your time, and whether it's money, whether it's a original painting, whether it's a ghost written ebook, like wherever you want to add value, you add that value up front initially for free. And you show them that you're willing to add that kind of value, then they see that, then they're like, oh, okay. You ain't coming to my table with a fork and an appetite. You coming to my table and now you done turned it into a potluck dinner because you bringing gifts and skills and talents. You bringing a dish. You coming to the table with a dish. So now you ain't just eating off of me. Now you eating with me because you able to show them something. And that's what you got to realize. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Let me see what this. I can't wait for this man purse. Oops, man bag trend to go away. I have an old soul. Whatever happened to a nice wallet or money clip? Hey, now listen. I got a lot of homeboys, a lot of clients and colleagues with that man bag. So I try to move delicately on that because some of them is killers. Some of them is OGs. Some of them is, they solid individuals. Me personally, I can't get into the man bag. Gucci sent me one. Not the rapper, but the brand, the clothing brand. They sent me a little man pouch as a thank you for the money I spent with them. And it matched a hat that my wife bought me. But the hat is almost a little too funny, a little too blue, bright blue. So I told my wife, I said, baby, you can have that. I said, you can have that little pouch because it was still in the bag, in the dust bag. And she said, you don't want this? She was like, it's like $800 or $1,000 that they give you for free. I said, I said, I can't wear that. I cannot wear that. I'm not finna scrap nothing around my chest and be hanging off my hip because that's just traditionally for a woman. And people are like, oh, I'm securing my masculinity. I'm securing my masculinity too. But I also understand energy. I understand energy, and I want y'all to test this out. A lot of people don't test this out. Go put on high heels. Put on high heels and see how you feel. Put on flats and see how you feel. Put on you what they call nut huggers or coochie cutters. Y'all forgive my French. That's what they call them now. Y'all forgive me. Put on you some of those and see how you feel. It changed your demeanor. So if I, as a man, put a purse on, that's gonna make me feel a kind of way. It don't matter if it's called a man bag, if it look like my mama pocketbook. It do not matter. If that's what my mama wear, if that's what my grandma wear, if that's what my wife wear, I can't have no parts of it. I will wear a backpack, and the same thing you got in that man purse, I put it in my backpack. But I had I was going somewhere and I needed to have cash on me. And I was like, we got like a fanny pack. I was looking for like a fanny pack, but like the masculine kind. And my wife was like, well, we got this right here. You could take this. And I'm like, no, that's yours. She looked it up on the website. It's actually a man's bag. I say, it's nothing in me that could see that as a man's bag. I say, it don't matter what angle I look at it from. And now you done told me this a man bag. I say, there's nothing in me that could see that as a man's bag. So I took it with me. I never wore it. I didn't wear it. I kept it in my backpack. And I just would take it. I don't even know why I took it because I didn't wear it. But I just like, I can't. And my wife, she was cool with it. She was flexible with it because I think sometimes when you're in the fashion, you start to make exceptions for the way these men dressing out here. But me personally, I can't get into it. I ain't knocking nobody that they could do it. I just can't do it. I can't. Me personally, I can't do it. I can't do it. What if he doesn't look like the woman? He doesn't look like the woman he wants, but thinks he's more than what he is. Well, sister, reality will teach him. Reality will teach him. But this is the sad thing. This is the sad thing, and this is part of what's messing the world up too. And I'm sure it's women out here speaking on it. I'm sure it's women speaking on it. But here's the thing that's messing the dating world up in a lot of ways is women are okay with unattractive men who have money. That's what's throwing everything off. And one of the things that's throwing things, it ain't the sole problem, but that is a huge problem. That when a man get money, women don't seem to care that he's shorter or that he less unattractive. That's what, and so what happens is it make men mad. So men know the men see sometimes when a man get money and fame, he forget how he was treated before he had money and fame. And so now the women he gets, he think he on that level looks wise, looks compatibility. He don't understand that he still is a little ugly to that woman, but he got a pretty bag, might be literally and figuratively. So he don't realize that. Now the men who are not him, we could see it clearly. And as men, we're gonna be like, boy, you look a man, boy, you look like you got stepped on. And that's your girl. And let me tell you something that's crazy now. Let me tell you something that's crazy. My oldest son, since he been about 12 or 13, he will see a man, a certain type of man with a woman, and he'll say, oh, she's there for the money. Because Ray Charles could see it's not looks compatible. It just do not make no sense. It do not go together. Now, yes, that can be an exception to the rule. But as humans, we don't know the backstory, so we just gonna judge the situation, and we gonna be like, that couple don't go together. And then when you look within and you see the less attractive one got money, and the attractive one don't got money or don't come from money, then it's like, it just sent a bad message. And so what happens is it make other people say, you know what? I can't trust these people. Don Clarty, God bless you now. Canada. Ex of more than 2 years reached back. I answered, and now I can't stop thinking about him. How to repair from this? Well, you're gonna have to start all over, sis. You're gonna have to start all over. It's not rocket science. It ain't gonna be a special trick to it, but Janet, God bless you. You're gonna have to start all over. Tia and Tom. That's how the mind works. And that's what the author was talking about when they talked about a soul tie, even though that actual word they say is not in the Bible. But really, it's just an emotional tie. It's just your brain had then found new patterns. Your brain had then found, a new way. And then now you introduce it. Now you don't put it back in a loop. Like little baby say, I've been in a loop. I've been in a loop. You back in the loop. That was what he said. I don't know if he actually said that. Let's see what white one. Want me to pick up something for you to eat. Y'all forgive him. My wife asked me, do I want something to eat? What are your thoughts about 34-year-old woman talking to 28-year-old man? Man has girl best friend who has a man, but says she likes to be around the best friend. This has been going on for years. That right there, all kind of messy right there now. That's all kind of messy. Now, for one, what you got to realize, a 28-year-old man is equivalent to about a 24, 25-year-old woman. So, and a 34-year-old woman is equivalent to like a 40-year-old man. Sometimes it's even greater. Women mature faster than men, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Typically, women mature faster than men. So a woman, on average, a woman should not date a man more than 3 years younger than her, unless there's an exception to the rule and the dude just super mature and all of that and the above. But other than that, women need to date their age or a little bit older. You really want to be in about 5 years, no more than 5 years older if you can help it. There will be exceptions to the rule sometimes, but if you can help it, you want to be within 5 years. And I would say 5 years up or down, but down is going to be risky. Okay. And a man with a girl best friend is not ever really a good thing. It's not ever a good thing because men are not wired and built to be a woman friend. So a man with a girl best friend is typically a gay man, down low man, bisexual man, or a man who is waiting to sleep with that friend. And so that's what that typically is. So I, as a man, don't trust myself with a woman friend. And therefore, I know how I live my life for God. I know how I love God. Therefore, I don't trust any other man with a woman best friend. Now, I ain't him. I ain't him. But I guarantee you, if we compare our life 24 hours a day, I live cleaner. I guarantee you. And because if a man who living clean too, he don't even want no woman best friend. He'll have a woman colleague, meaning, what's the play, what's the business move, but my woman is in on that or could see those messages or could go out to lunch or whatever. But any woman that texts me, she is a client. She have paid me for my services. She have paid me for my professional services. That's where I keep it at. And some women, because they text you a lot or they'll talk to you or do sessions, they'll say, oh, you my friend. And I always correct them, say, no, I'm not your friend. I'm your coach. And I keep that boundary. I keep that boundary because I know how the mind work. See, you got people who done listen to all this stuff. Oh, Tony, a sex dream is demonic. Listen, stop listening to everything your pastor say. That's how the brain work. The brain is on a loop. You hear me? Your subconscious is what show up in your dreams. So if you've been thinking about sleeping with somebody or your body been fiending, the person you've been talking to that day could show up in your dream. And so this is stuff we don't talk about, we ain't real about. But what's on your mind and what's been out there could show up in your dream. That's why you got to make sure your mind is pure, because it's going to play back. And so that's why I don't even deal with the friend situation. I keep it, this is a business transaction. You hear me? I do that. Friend, for me, that's gang. You hear me? Friend, that's blood in, blood out. Like I can't call you a friend now unless I know I'll slide for you. And if I ain't gonna slide for you, you're an associate, you're a colleague. And so you can't ever, I do not trust a woman with a man best friend, and I do not trust a man with a woman best friend. And people out here doing it, I do not trust it. Y'all could trust it if you want to trust it. I don't trust it. And the reason why I don't trust it, because I do this too much. I'm in the trenches. I see what it turned into down the line. I see what I see. Here's the thing. See, I know too much because this is what I do. So when you at work and you doing what you doing at work, I'm in people's business, helping them work through that business. So when I'm on the phone and a man telling me, yeah, I got a best friend for 20 years, but she don't know I like her. See there? That's what I know. Or a woman tell me, yeah, I got a best friend and I really kind of think he like me, but my husband don't know. Or I kind of feel like he would be perfect if this and this and this. That's what I know. That's why I don't deal with it. But see, this world right here, the world will try to prepare you for failure. The world will try to get you to just be open to any and everything because that's the work of the adversary, trying to set you up. Trying to set you up. But I thought a real good question. So I'm just getting to know this man that I like, and I'm a Christian, so I intend to wait until marriage. Now, that's a long time. That's a long time for a man to not. Well, this is the thing. Marriage could be in 12 months. So it might not be a long time. And that is the case. But see, this is the thing. If a man gonna wait for you, he either finna enter into and see and now if he read books or he do anything, if a man gonna wait for you, he either finna enter into sexual transmutation that Napoleon Hill talk about, meaning he finna take that Arm & Hammer box that's in that pants and he finna channel it into business energy and business ideas. And he's gonna challenge himself and he's gonna turn this into like a challenge. And he might even start a YouTube on it, talking about the no fap or whatever, which I don't really know what that means, but it sounds like they be talking about. Oh, okay. That no fap is a growing online movement devoted to giving up masturbation and even sex for extended periods, typically around 90 days. So if he's smart now, he gonna start him a YouTube on it while he with you and he waiting on it. And he gonna go on brag on it and make him a little money on it, on that journey. Cause that's what YouTube is. Gonna pay you for what you know. You get monetized, you're gonna get paid what you know, share what you know. They're gonna push it out there and you're gonna be able to help people. So that's what he'll do now. A good man of character. He gonna get something out of it. If he got to go through it, he gonna get something out of it. He finna get closer to God. He finna get richer. He finna get wiser. He finna get stronger, and he finna master himself. So yeah, it's a long time, but a man don't see this. The thing what we fail to realize is you don't need it. You want it. It's a plus, not a priority. You don't die. Now, all of us on here could not have another release from that body part for the rest of our life, and you're not gonna die early because of it. That's not a need. That's a want. That ain't. And yeah, science gonna say, oh, it's healthy for you and all this. Them people don't care nothing about you. Them people don't care nothing about you. That's why they got steroids in them chickens and all that beef. And that's the burger I'm finna tell. The cow probably got shot up with all kind of steroids. So when them people write you them articles telling you that touching on yourself is good for you and all of that and what it do, them people don't care about you. Them people want you feeling good, so you go in that store and spend all your money. So you stop saving. Cause see, listen, to be on that man plan where you got them envelopes with that cash in it, and you all cash with no debt, you can't be out there getting releases because you're gonna be too free. So that's why they want you on that, so you could get into that credit card debt. So you could get into this frivolousness, so you could be easily controlled because you don't have control over yourself. Because you need a release out your body to feel normal. That ain't healthy. Your mind ought to be able to calm you down. Your mind ought to be able to, you ought to be able to do a breathing exercise and get to where you need to be. But the world don't want you to hear that though. The world wants you out there. And then Angela. Y'all, we don't want to hear that though. We don't want to hear that now. Let me see this. Time my father abandoned our family for his Becky, and now that I'm an adult, I won't date any brothers who have a Becky as a baby mom. Am I wrong for this? Well, it just speak to your childhood trauma. That's all that is. It just speak to that, and because it really ain't got nothing to do with that man. And here's the thing: you by that you could let your daddy cost you your husband. So that is the importance of healing. Because now what your daddy did cost your mama a husband, and now it'll cost you a husband too. Because a man could be in an environment that's his only option, that's all he know, that his whole school is that his whole neighborhood is that. And so he with that woman out of, this is just his environment. It don't mean that he hate himself all the time. Sometimes it do mean that. It don't mean that he hate himself all the time. It also could mean that that's part of him. It's some men who have, it's a lot of men who got a white wife, which we shouldn't call her Becky, but this just, this real. This what somebody said. I ain't say it now. And we don't tell Rush Limbaugh and Joe Rogan what not to put on their show. But we shouldn't be calling people that. But it's some men who they got a white wife, but they have white. But they might identify as a black man, or people might see them like a black man, but they have white. So being with a white woman, that's half of them. So now if this man come up to you and he got a white baby mama, but he got some white in him, and that's why he don't see it like that. Or if he all the way black, but he just dated a white woman, don't necessarily define him. And then sometimes he could have been in a space to where he was operating from a place, and now he's changed the place he operating from. And speaking of that, now let's talk about that now, because that's a tough thing now. That's a tough thing. What you have to realize is there's different reasons why black men date white women. It's different reasons, the same way with black women now being with a lot of white men. Okay. Same thing with white men being with black women. So what you want to do is you want to do your own analysis, and you want to find you 3 to 10 couples, interracial couples, and you want to analyze those couples. Look at their history and look at their biography individually. Look at their history, look at their biography. Find out where they grew up. Find out what city, what neighborhood, what schools they went to. Find out their history and their biography and analyze that situation. What you want to see is that it was an organic chemistry. I don't know about the class now, but you want to see that it was an organic chemistry, that they fell in love, and the love was blind. It was colorblind. That's what you want to see. That was organic chemistry. Sometimes you're going to see it's based on environment. I know a white man who he taught like me. It's not a lot of white men who got a draw like I got, or an accent like I got. So he taught like me. He played sports, he athletic, and his look looked like he got more than just white, or it might not be white. He got white skin, but it got like a tint to it. So he got a black wife. I saw this, another thing, another white guy like that. And so sometimes they grew up in a neighborhood with all black boys. And they played on teams with all black boys, like Travis Kelce. You see how Travis Kelce look? He don't look like Nick Lachey, if that's his name. And so when you look at Travis Kelce, he got a black woman, but he wears goatee like a black man a lot of times, or a chin scrap, like a black man, got a little swag, wear diamond Cubans. A lot of white boys don't wear that kind of stuff. The other tight ends that's white don't dress like that and talk like he do, and have his style. So he might be more diverse. And so sometimes you see that. So we have to take this and we got to analyze it. And the one thing that you don't want to see when it comes to interracial dating, the red flag is when one of them people hate themselves. When one of them people despise their own race and they go into the other race out of self-hate. That's the worst case, and that's what you don't want to see. So when it's that's when you don't want to be with the brother, because he don't even like himself. But if it's other reasons, then you don't look at it like that. Do you think if parents spoke to their sons and daughters heading into puberty, 12 to 15, about relationships, sexuality, that it would have a real impact in their adulthood for abstinence? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Because I meet people who virgins, and I say, well, why are you a virgin? They say, just because that's how I was raised. So I was raised as a Christian, or I was raised to save myself. I was told from a young age, like, save myself. From a teenager, save myself. And so I'm doing it not just for my parents, but also because I love God for myself. And I just want to save myself. I want to be pure until marriage. And when they understand the pros and cons, the benefits of it, and it doesn't make everything perfect. I saw a virgin get married and get divorced in less than a year. I saw another virgin get married and go through a divorce in, it was 3 to 5 years. Sometimes a virgin makes their virginity their God, and their virginity becomes their idol, and they idolize it. And then when they get married, and now that they're supposed to have sex, when they do that, they feel like they've lost their identity, because that was their claim to fame. That was their notoriety. That's what made them different. They were the only person in the group, in the circle, in the church, in the school, in the grade, in the class, in the club, that was a virgin. So it made them special. It made them different. It made them stand out. Or it made them ostracized and overlooked and mistreated, but it still became their calling card. So then they get married, and now you supposed to, bust it wide open, and they do that. Then it's like, wow, who am I? Because that was my identity. And so I've seen people go through divorces because of that as well. So it's pros and cons to it, but we want to teach them the right thing to do, and but also teach them about those other things. Like, teach them, like, listen, just because you saving yourself and you waiting on somebody that's going to wait on you until marriage, you still got to pay attention to their characters and pay attention to the red flags, because just because somebody wait on you don't mean they love you, don't mean they right for you. You also got to teach them, like, okay, just because you saving yourself don't mean that you special, don't mean that you better than anybody, and don't mean that you should hold this as like a calling card or idolize this. Like, be ready and wish and hope for the day that you get married, so you can lose that virginity and be ready to part with it and usher into that next season of life, versus sitting there and holding on to it and worshiping it. So understand that right there now. This guy told me that women killed chivalry and courtship. He said that's why men don't pursue women like they used to. Are we as women the blame for the way men are today. Sister came in here and say she finna. My goodness, sister say she's shaking the table today now. My goodness. Sister came in here with that heat in here now. Now you in the best drive. Yeah, I Brienne, I recognize your name. I'm gonna tell you, can't nobody kill nothing in you if you wanted to live. So it's the thing. And I'm gonna keep this up and we gonna ride out on this. I don't know if I'm gonna ask no other question except for somebody get in the VIP line now. But we gonna ride out on this. This was so we've been on here 2 hours, 10 minutes, but we just not getting started now. Cause this sister Hilton came in here and asked a question. You hear me? So tell your friend, tell your cousin. We finna get started now. Share this here video. Not literally. But listen, the man said that because women are becoming extremely strong. And now women been strong, but women now got to flex their muscle. So before a woman was strong, but she didn't have to flex her muscle because the man was taught to marry and to provide and to be there for his family. But when we went into this pandering microwave society, men then started to leave the family and have this excuse of, oh, I'm done, I'm ready to go. Next woman, second, third, fourth wife. And so when men started abandoning the family, a woman got to put them big britches on. So now if a man abandoned his family because he wants some new booty, like what that Paul Wall, because he wants some new booty, then no, that's Bubba Sparks. Then now this woman got to provide. So she could have been working her job and in her passion, maybe not making what she wanted or all that much money, or not working or working seasonally or working from home or just doing something, but she there with the kids. And then when the man, boom, he up and gone, now this woman got to come up with a full-time income. So now when this woman come up with a full-time income, she opening her own door. She pulling her own chairs out. She paying her own rent or her own mortgage. She paying her own car note. So rightfully so, she get accustomed to doing for herself. So now when a man come around, she used to doing for herself. So I remember having a coaching call and a woman say, you know, I really made a mistake. She like, me and my guy that I'm talking to that I really like and I feel like he my husband. She like, we went to the store and she like, I got a son. My son 8 years old. This was probably like a decade ago. I was coaching a white woman from another country. She said we went to the store, and I just shared that just to let y'all know I ain't boxed in now. Y'all just think I only coach black people. No, I coach white people. I get coach a Persian. I coach Persian people, Indian people, Chinese, all different, Vietnamese. Y'all thought I just on here talking to black people. So she said we went to the store and she said I bought a new vacuum cleaner and I bought a CD. She said after I paid for him, I picked up the vacuum cleaner and I handed him the CD. And she said he was so upset. He was like, she said, when we got in the car, he said, why do you do stuff like that? And she said, Tony, I didn't even realize it. I didn't even realize I picked up the vacuum and let him pick up the CD. She said, I'm just so used to me and my 8-year-old son trucking along and being out and me being the stronger of the two of us and me having to carry the vacuum because I'm with an 8-year-old boy who can't carry heavier things. I'm stronger than him. So she said, I'm so used to that I just did not realize what I did. And I felt so bad because he took it as it emasculated him. And see, now the thing is what I had to do, and it's hard to do now, but I had to stop letting a woman's strength make me feel less as a man. Screen record this now. Screen record this now. I'm gonna give you a couple seconds. Put this on my TikTok. Put this on your TikTok. Put hashtag Tony Gaskin on there now. I had to stop letting a woman's strength make me feel less as a man. The problem with a lot of men today is they feel like if a woman can pay her own bills, carry her own furniture, do for herself, that makes him insignificant and less of a man. When the issue is in the way we view a woman. We view a woman as weak and lazy and less than and all of this. So when she can lift something or buy something or do something, then it's natural for men to say, oh, I'm not needed. I'm not a man. No, we have to shift that. And I feel the same way. I feel it. I feel the feelings, fella, because I'm raised here too. I'm raised in the world too. I'm programmed by society too. So I feel it too, but I have to confront that and say, why am I feeling like less of a man just because she's a strong woman? Because my wife don't need me for nothing. And I had to get over myself because my wife, she changed all the doorknobs in the house. She changed doors. She take door off the hinges, put it back on the hinges. She do any and everything because she real resourceful, and that's how her family is. Like her daddy, her daddy is a patent attorney. But if this man need to, as a Jamaican man, you know anything about Jamaicans or anybody who comes from any kind of struggle, they resourceful. They gonna use Google because it's available now, or they gonna ask somebody, hey, how you do this? And they gonna get it done. So me, when I'm in here on this with y'all, because I'm feeding my family, this is my purpose. My wife not finna just sit and wait till I get off of here to change that doorknob. She gonna change that doorknob. So I had to grow in my masculinity as a man to say, if I can do it, I'm gonna do it. Or if she asks me to do it, or if I see it need done, I'm gonna do it. But if she do it, that means she wanted it done a certain way at a certain time, and I was doing something else, or I wasn't there, so I can't be offended by it. And that's the problem right now is that, and then the bishop, Bishop TDJ got a message that's going viral. Some of y'all sent it to me. And he's saying, you know, we is raising our women to be men. We raising our women to be men, and you're not praised for your femininity. You praised for how rude and nasty and strong and all of this you could be, and it tearing up the family. Listen, one thing about me, and this is something that God taught me. Screen record this now. Tell somebody now. Send it to Bishop. This is something that God taught me. Ain't nothing nobody else's fault. Look yourself in the mirror. So the question is, why do you think we raising our daughters to be strong? Because men ain't dependable. We raising our daughter to be men because we raising our son to be women. We don't want to hear that. Your son is twitching at the hips, switching his hips. Your son got on leggings. Your son got on lipstick. Your son, come on now. Your son want to be proposed to. Your son sitting on a podcast talking about he want a woman to get on 2 knees and propose to him. So if I got a daughter, I'm not finna raise my daughter to depend on no man. If I see the men being raised to be lovers of themselves, that's why they being raised like that. That is not a choice. That's out of necessity. So when you see a woman with a chip on her shoulder, her daddy put it there. for either being there and knowing the state of men or not being there. And her feeling like she can't depend on a man. So this is what the Lord told me to do. And this is why men don't like me. This is why men get upset with me. Because what I believe about manhood is that you have to accept 100% responsibility for your life. If you want to be a man, you got to accept 100%. Ain't nothing a woman fault. Ain't nothing the government fault. Ain't nothing a white man fault. You got to look yourself in the mirror and say, I got 24 hours in a day. What I'm finna do with it? And if you can't man up in your 24, then you don't deserve to have no seat at the table or have no say so. I'm going to be by mine, and I'm going to take care of me. And I'm not finna blame no woman for what she doing and how she doing it. It's on me. It's on me. So if I step in and I'm a man and that woman won't let me be a man, meaning she's spitting in my face, she disrespecting me, she talking down to me, guess what I'm finna do? I'm finna leave. I'm not finna sit there and cry and complain. I'm not finna tuck my thing between my legs. I'm not finna live like no hermit crab. If she can't understand the difference between independence and interdependence, then I'm finna leave. But one thing I'm gonna realize is I'm gonna seek to understand, then be understood. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, okay, why is she being raised to be tough? Why is she being raised to be independent? She being raised that way because men are proving today that we can't be counted on. So the bishop that, and see, this why honestly, y'all, this why I have to work for God. This why only my supporters take care of me. This why I can't really sign no deal, because you will get canceled when you telling the truth. You will get canceled when you telling the truth. So the bishop say, hey, y'all raising y'all daughter to be men and it breaking down the household. Well, bishop, your son-in-law left his wife, who had 3 kids from him, under the age of 18. 2 of them is girls. So what is that mama gonna do? If this mama done stood by her man, done help him build a church, and then he wake up and he say, I want a divorce, and she got 3 kids, and she did not cheat on him, did not lie to him, ain't none of that, but then he go and quote unquote upgrade, because now you got a woman with millions of followers. When your other woman didn't have millions of followers, now you got a woman with millions of followers. See, listen, when you serve God, you got to draw the line in the sand. I ain't perfect, but I got to deal with my mess, with my marriage, in my marriage, with my wife. I got to work through that. I got to do the work. And if we can't work through it, then we have to answer to God. But we're going to do the work. But one thing I'm not finna do is I'm not finna walk out on my wife unless my wife go out here and physically cheat on me. I ain't going to leave my wife for talking to another guy as a friend. I ain't going to leave her for that. Now, I'm gonna shut it down. And that had to happen, because friends going to pop up from Facebook and all of that. Male and female, they're going to pop up. Now, hey, what we got going on? We're going to deal with it. Now, my wife go out here and physically cheat, and she in a whole affair, and didn't communicate with me that, hey, you ain't loving me right, you ain't doing me right, or you were doing me right, and I just wanted me some other angle lane. I'm gone. I'm out of there. You hear me? So listen. So let's talk about it. It's like, we can't come out here and talk to these single mothers and talk to these single fathers and talk to these parents who raising daughters, and we seeing the state of men today, and that men out here acting and looking like trash, and then we getting mad at the parents for raising their daughter to be independent and self-sufficient. If I got a daughter, I got 2 boys, so I got to raise kings. I got to tell them, hey, be better than me. And I got to keep being better so they see me get better, so they could see and believe in growth and change. But if I'm raising a daughter, I'm not finna raise my daughter to depend on no man or to shrink to no man if the state of men is raggedy. And especially if I got a son-in-law who left his wife with 3 kids. Now I could even make an exception if you ain't got no kids. If you ain't got no kid, y'all grown. But when you leave and the kid, they gonna say, oh, we don't care, we understand this, stuff like that happen and all that, but it'll show up later in the book. And so listen, here go the so here go the thing. It's like, and then the bishop's daughter, if I ain't mistaken, they said was pregnant at 13. So come on now, we all doing something wrong. Like we all, like we can't just take no message and just share no message without the full context and say, well, listen, maybe I could have raised my child this way so she wouldn't have got pregnant at 16 if I raised her to be stronger or something. Like, we all could find fault if we want to find fault. But see, what I do is I say, Tony, what do you need to do? What do you need to do? Because I can say, oh, man, you can't trust these women, man. You'll provide, you will take care of a woman, you'll do all of that. And that thing, you know, she talking to her ex-boyfriend, she talking to her friend, you know, or she talking to another man. But then I had to look and say, well, how was I talking to her? How was I treating her? What kind of quality time was I giving her? What was I doing? Now, if I look at myself and I was doing everything right and I can accept full responsibility, and she still did wrong, okay, she was in the wrong, that's on her. But see, me, I'm like this right here. Raise your daughters to be mature and to be, in a sense, teach your daughter the difference between dependence, independence, and interdependence, so that they understand dependent is when you're a child. Independent is when you're an adult and you on your own, and interdependent is when you get married. When you with somebody, you let them operate in their strengths and you operate in your strengths. But guess what? A woman may be able to lay laminate floors better than that man because her daddy did construction and her daddy brought her on the job all summer, every summer since the age of 8 years old. So is this woman supposed to go and give up her gift of knowing how to lay floors, or knowing how to fix a roof, or knowing how to change a tire, or knowing how to change the oil on a car? Is she supposed to suppress herself and to make a man feel better? No, that man got to man up. And if you want to feel like such of a man, then learn how to do what she know how to do, and then you do that. But if she could do that and you can't do that, don't get mad at her for it. And I had to check myself, because I used to get in my feelings because my wife was around here while I'm working, while I'm talking to y'all. My wife was around here doing everything. And yeah, she ain't like it. And there's a lot of days she probably looking down on me like, you ain't do nothing around the house. You ain't fix this. You ain't fix that. And I had to, have a conversation with her one time and say, listen, that just ain't me. Like, I work hard to make millions of dollars so that I can afford a man who only making 50,000 to bless him to do what he do. Because I'm not finna go lay no flows when it costs me $5,000 to get that done. If I make $5,000 an hour and that's finna take me 3 days, I don't feel bad about that. I don't tie my manhood up in changing a tire. No, I'm finna sit there in the air conditioning and call roadside assistance because I'm paying $2,500 a month for this car, and I'm paying $300 a month for insurance. Roadside finna come over here. I'm not finna get out there. And I've never had a flat tire. But if I did, I know how to change if I need to. But if somebody else do that job and they know how to do it, I'm not finna tie that up in my manhood. And this is what women need to understand. Stop tying a manhood up in fixing stuff around the house if you don't want him to tie your womanhood up in how good you is in bed or how you cook or how you clean. Because a lot of women can't cook. It is a lot of women can't cook. Now, just because you cut the stove on and you put food in there don't mean you could cook now. And so that's what we got to understand too now. It's a lot of women can't cook. So the same way, if your man can't change no tire, but he can afford somebody to change the tire, he's still a man. Now, if he can't change it or afford nobody, now we got to have a conversation now. You got to do one or the other. So listen, we had to have that conversation. And I had to get out of my feelings because I was walking around here pouting. Why you doing everything? Why you don't let me do nothing? As a man, let me do nothing. But then I had to realize, like, okay, Tony, you gone 3 to 5 days out the week in that season of my life. That changed my life, so I'm home now. You gone 3 to 5 days out the week. So what the woman supposed to do? You ain't here. You out making a living, so don't not need change. You coming in tired. You walking right past. You ain't changed, so she changed it. Okay. So my wife, when her daddy come down, he do all kind of stuff around the house. Listen, he's 65. He Jamaican. Jamaican and American is different. In Jamaican, his father-in-law was an electrician. He did electrician work with his father-in-law. So I'm not finna get mad that my wife's dad came in our house and changed our lights in our garage because I didn't know how to change, like how to figure it out. But he got electrician in his history. So I can't let that reflect me as a man because he know how to do something I don't know how to do. So the thing is, we got to get to the place to where we have to be in a place that we are responsible for ourselves. And so this is the thing. A woman can't ruin chivalry because if a man may have to show a woman 3 times that he's chivalrous. So if this man go to open the door and she already hopped out the car and he said, hey, don't do that. I got your door. The next time she gonna let him open the door. But she been opening the doors for herself for years. So it's muscle memory at that point. But when that man take and show her he's chivalrous, hey, I got the date. She offered to pay her half because she don't want to look like the women who trying to come up off a man. So she offered to pay her half. And then he said, no, I got it. No, hey, listen, when we go out, I'll take you out. Don't offer to pay your half. After that, boom, she ain't finna offer no more. So a woman can't ruin chivalry if a man is chivalrous. And that's what we got to understand. And so this is what I try to tell y'all too. You know, it don't really matter. See, me, I don't worship people. I respect the bishop. But I showed it to my wife too, and she's like, yeah, that's a kind of dangerous message right there. She said, that's a dangerous message because you basically saying that a woman is weak and she need a man and she nothing without a man, and that so if she's strong or if she tough and if she this, then she not a woman. And I was like, I wanted to hear from a woman because that's how I was thinking as a man, but you know, I want to hear it. But I respect, you know, Bishop, but at the same time, I know everybody's house got issues. And so, like the Bible tells us, we got to sweep around that front door. So me personally, if I'm a man and I got a daughter and my daughter come to me and she got this man, I'm finna, where this man come from? And if the man say, I come from a wife with 3 kids under 18, no, playboy. No, playboy. I don't get down like that, bro. I don't get down like that. Listen, you're gonna have to go to your wife and you're gonna have to figure that out. You're gonna have to figure that out. You got 3 kids with your wife under 18, and you got a church. So you leading the church. You leading the church and you finna get a divorce for what? Did she cheat on you? No, she ain't cheat on me. I just feel like she don't respect she don't respect you? What, do she not talk to you a certain way? Like, is you a man? Can you communicate with her? Cause no, playboy, I ain't gonna be able to do it. I'm not finna approve my daughter marrying you if you abandoning a woman. So what that tell me you gonna do when times get inconvenient and uncomfortable with you and my daughter. What that tell me you gonna do if you meet somebody who is on a higher level than my daughter, like my daughter is on a higher level financially and socially and status wise than your ex, than the woman you leaving. No, playboy, I ain't gonna be able to do it. And baby girl, this who you want to be with? This who you want to be with? God bless you. Don't call me, ask me for nothing. You gonna have to depend on your Father in heaven. Because if you want to get in the way of a man divorcing his wife outside of biblical principle, without biblical approval of that right there, if you want to get in the way of that, go right ahead, baby girl. I ain't gonna be able to. Hey, God bless you. God bless you. You grown. Do you? But I'm gonna be real about that situation with my daughter. I'm not finna, I ain't finna sugarcoat it. And I told my son that because they're around all white girls at school. So I explained to them about how the world is and what they're gonna have to go through if they decide to go that route. If you decide to date outside your race, listen, it was gonna happen. And I'm gonna tell you, I done had a lot of concussions, son. So listen, don't be mad with me if you come around here, and I be done said something now. Cause when I'm 75 years old and I be done said something now. So I just let my son know, just be very real with him. Just like, okay, this is what you gonna do. If you want to do it, hey, I'm gonna love you now. Now he ain't brought that to me, but I talked to him about that because I understand that's when it typically happens. When you're in a predominantly white institution, you typically gonna be looking that way, or they gonna be looking at you. And so I have to tell him, this what's gonna come from that. This what this gonna be. And we break that on down now. Is it worth trying to have a relationship with a man? And see, now this what y'all ought to understand. This why ain't no friends in the industry. That's why you really don't see me chumming with people, because I can't really be buddy and be linking up, because if I got to fillet you, I got to fillet you. If you wrong and you sending a message that's wrong, I got to speak out against it, because I can't just be buddy. And that's what a lot of these guys do. They rather be friends with a pastor, but then this pastor divorcing his wife for no real reason, but they so cool and they friends. I can't do that. I can't condone that. I'll shake your hand. How you doing? Hey, God bless you and all that. But bro, don't prove what you did now. That ain't what you did, because you sent the wrong message on that. And so you have to, get what they saying. Well, Maggie, that right there show you the contradiction in it then, because if they raise like that, then that's what it is. I ain't get to look at that Kim Burrell video. I heard about it though. I need to go back and look at that. Is it worth trying to have a relationship with a man who seems to lack the ability to be gentle, playful, relaxed, due to them being raised without affection, a stern/drunk father and blunt mother? It could be not worth it, but you got to talk to that man. You got to talk to that man, and you got to, express with that man what you need and how you need to be loved, and you need to figure out how he needs to be loved. And then when you do that, then if he won't grow, if he won't change, because really, if a man can talk, then he could grow. If a man can't talk, he could grow. If a man could hear, he could grow. If a man can't hear, he could grow. So, and no man stuck in no rut, stuck in where he only stuck there if he want to be stuck there. So all of us come from that, like, especially if he of color. We all come from some type of something. Like my daddy wasn't drunk or he was stern. He was real and raw. And, it is what it is. And my mama was real stern. But then when I got grown and I'm playing football, them coaches cuss you out. And then when I got in the streets, my cousin cussing me out. If I made a wrong move out there in the streets, my cousin cussed me out. And so I come from that same thing. But and then when you in the streets, it's kill or be killed. So you out there, you ready for whatever coming with it. It's a zero sum game. So you ready for what come with it in your mind, because okay, I'm playing, and even though I'm playing small, I could lose big. And if I lose big, that could be my life or my freedom. So you put on this shell and you become this person, but then even after coming out of that, a man still can grow and learn and change his life. So you just have to articulate, communicate with that man what he needs. And when you do that, then things change. I had scrolled way down to that question because it was but yeah, Andrea's, she in there, she get it now. This is the thing for me. I just like to call a spade a spade. I'm never mad at nobody, hating on nobody. I like to call a spade a spade. And for me, my thing is, I call it straight down the middle. So when y'all listen to me enough, you'll hear me say, this what we need to do as men, and this what women need to consider and do as women. Because I get to sit on the sideline and coach people every day and get to see what's going wrong. And doing this all the time, I gotta call it down the middle. So I can't be on just the woman's side, and I can't be on just the man's side, but what's right is right. And so that's how I go about this thing. That's how I look at it. And so for me, what's upsetting me is I don't like to play with God. Like if I find out I'm playing with God, I got to get myself situated quick. And one thing that's upsetting me about these pastors is the pastors are the voice of God to the people. So if a pastor is misvoicing God or misrepresenting God, getting divorced, getting remarried, getting divorced, and not talking about the infidelity. If it wasn't infidelity, is why you got a divorce. If your reason for divorce don't fall inside of that Bible that you preaching out of every week, then you sending the wrong message and you in the wrong. And you need to shut down and sit up. Shut up and sit down. Or shut down and sit up, that go too. And so that's what I don't like. It's like, no, yeah, I understand you human and all that, but if you human, then sit in the pew. When you stand up there on that stage, you taking another calling. When you take that call, God is sufficient to give you what you need to walk in right standing, to be who you need to be in front of them people. God ain't gonna let you down. God ain't gonna fail you if you leaning on God. Now, when you leaning on your own understanding and you trying to be he man and you trying to be the man, you want to be him, then you gonna fail. But if you getting up there on that pulpit before man and you talking to these people and you leaning on God, God ain't gonna let you fall. Because if you fall, that mean the idea and the imagery and the belief in God gonna fall in a lot of these babies that's sitting in these pews on milk. So the thing is, what the adversary do is the adversary sending all these pastors and preachers, sending them all through divorce, one by one, send them through infidelity and divorce, trying to destroy the home. So why are we focusing on how parents raising their daughter in this cruel and cold world? We need to be focusing on why is these men, why is your pastors divorcing their wives and abandoning their family? That's what's breaking up the home. That's what's destroying the home, because now when pastor divorced his wife, and we don't get to hear why pastor divorced his wife, Now, this gives a license to every man in the pews to divorce their wife. Oh, pastor upgraded. Oh, pastor done glowed up. Pastor had a wife who was just a first lady. Now pastor got a wife that produced TV shows. Pastor got a wife now that do worldwide tours. Pastor got a wife now that got a book deal, that got a podcast. Oh, pastor done glowed up. So, baby, I know you've been taking care of these kids and everything, but I met a nurse practitioner. Excuse my neck, need a look. I'm in a chiropractor, and so yeah, I don't think we really gonna be able to work out anymore because I don't really like the way you've been talking to me sometimes, and I feel disrespected and emasculated. And this nurse practitioner, she talked to me with respect. So that's what pastor giving a license to the members. So while we focusing on how this single mama, this single daddy, or this couple raising their daughter, talking about raising them to be men, we need to be focusing on, pastor, y'all bring y'all butt in here for the conference, and let's talk about making these marriages work. And let's remind you of what the Bible say, that just because your thing hard in your pants, and just because you want you a piece of new booty, or just because you done met this woman to come to you for some coaching and some counseling, and you find out that she touching millions, that this ain't a reason for you to not start all of a sudden finding fault in your wife like you perfect. And for you to walk out on this here relationship, and then every man in your church looking up to you. Because when one pastor left his wife, I happened to bump into one of the young men from the church because I had spoke at the church, and the young man say, man, I lost all respect for pastor. He said, I lost all respect for pastor. He said, man, I done been around that man, and man, I done seen some stuff that you don't even want to know about. Man, that man ain't who you think he is. He said, man, and I know his wife. He said, I love his wife, man. So sweet, so amazing. The pastor done divorced his wife for a come up. I said, wow. Now, who God gonna talk to about that? Now, God gonna talk to that young man. Hey, fix your heart. Don't put your faith in man. That's why your faith supposed to be in God. So when man fail you, you still got something to believe in. But God also gonna talk to that pastor. You accept this calling. You got up there on that pulpit. You up there preaching my word, and then you fall into sin, and then you go and do this right here. Come on now. Come on now. And so that's the thing. We got to understand that. I earn more than him, so should I pay? Should I pay during dates? If y'all married, then y'all won. But if y'all not married, the cost of a man courting a woman and dating a woman and getting to know a woman is paying for dates. So that's on him, because that's the cost of getting to know a woman. Now, when y'all get married, y'all won, so y'all money go in the same pot, basically. Like a joint, he may have a separate, you have a separate, so y'all can buy y'all stuff for friends and family and each other, and it not be known ahead of time or whatever. And so, yeah, here go Anonymous 1126 popped in here. Now, see, we don't speak names on this here chat now, y'all, because see, this ain't, so who y'all talking about now? Now we know the bishop because that message, but these ain't the only pastors that's doing this. This hundreds of pastors, might be thousands now. So, because then people be coming for me, and listen, one thing you don't want to do is come for me, because boy, I come when I'm called. And when I come, boy, I'm coming correct. You hear me? I'm ripping to shreds. You hear me? Because one thing about the truth that my daddy told me, he say, son, when the truth press down to the ground, it's gonna rise again. But see, that's why I tell my truth. That's why I share all my business. That's why I tell all my mistakes. I tell about being a toxic, abusive, controlling boyfriend in college when I was playing football. I tell about being a drug dealer. I tell about being a thief. I tell about being less than a man in my marriage, being toxic, jealous, controlling. I talk about those things to teach about it, to teach from the lessons that I learn as I grow. Because what I believe in is you got to take your skeletons out of the closet and put clothes on them and send them into the field to work for you. What I mean by that is you got to turn your mess into your message. You got to use your story for God's glory. Your test got to become your testimony. And see, a lot of times we want to hide skeletons, ride off into the sunset like a knight in shining armor, build all this life, get all this accolade, look all beautiful, and then right before we die, somebody come tell all our business and ruin your legacy. No, tell about your struggles, tell about your flaws, tell about your mistakes. And I don't put nobody above God. I don't put nobody above God. I earn money, so we talk about that. After losing husband to COVID. Now, look, we're going to go and hit this 10-minute mark. We're going to hit the 3-hour mark. I ain't going to go long enough. I'm starting to get a headache. My wife bring me something to eat. Probably I'm hungry and thirsty. I've been on here 2 hours straight. After losing husband to COVID, my cousin introduced me to a toxic guy. Listening to your advice, I let him go. Do you think she was genuine or working from bad intention? She probably ain't know no better. She probably ain't know no better. Because one thing I realize is we don't understand each other. Men don't understand women and women don't understand men. And that's why we go against each other so much, because you try to conquer what you don't understand, or you hate what you don't understand. The same reason why we see the race relations. When one race try to control another one because they fear that race, they don't understand that race. They can recognize the power, they can recognize the genius, they can recognize the skill, the talent, the God-given ability, but they fear them. And they fear that if I just let you soar, you're going to end up soaring above me. So let me keep you under me, let me control you. And so, you got to realize that sometimes we just don't understand each other. Make six figure, lots of savings, and the coaching business. Work out, dress well, and 100% natural. Men often ask for my number in public, but don't call, or inconsistent. How can I stay hopeful about dating? You don't need to be hopeful about dating. You need to be real about your present. So what that means is, you make six figures, you got a lot of savings, and you got a coaching business. You need to focus 100% on that and realize that any man that gets your number and fall through, that's because you in a place of building and getting legs up under what you're doing. And you get these legs up under what you're doing, and that's what you focus on. And see, this is the thing, like she said right here. Then the men are trophied for their transgressions while the wife is put away quietly. That's a whole problem. That's what she's saying. And see, this is the thing right here. This is the thing. As men, we have to accept 100% responsibility for our life. So if I make my wife leave me, she deserves half. Alimony, spouse support, all of that. She deserves half because I asked her to sign a commitment with me till death do us part. If I leave my wife because I'm just ready to go, I feel like this or that, I didn't pay attention to her, who she was before I married her, that's on me. I need to pay a price for that, because that's a part of life. How I'm going to learn. Otherwise, I'm going to go through a second and third and fourth divorce. And so that's what you got to realize. And And so that's why I tell these men, I say, listen, you know, I say I can't respect it, man. Like when my wife come to me and say, listen, this what you doing to me and this how it's making me feel, boy, I fall on my knees before God and I cry out and I do everything I got to do to grow and change. Because if I say, you know what, that she ain't making that up, I'm feeling valid. I got to grow and I got to change. Cause I got to make this here thing work. Cause I made a covenant before God. I ain't finna say, well, all right, so that's how you feel. I don't care. Lead in. I'm stressed out. I got stress. I'm paying all these bills. I'm doing that. No, I don't take that approach. I could take that approach, flip it on them, make her feel bad. You know, I done tried that too. But then when you really walking with the Lord, God gonna say, listen, I put this on your shoulders. Your shoulders is broader for a reason. You call yourself and I call you the head of the household for a reason. The leader accept responsibility. Leadership is service. Leadership is servanthood. It is not dictatorship. My son died on a cross for you to show you what leadership look like. Crucify your ego. Crucify your arrogance. Die out to yourself. Love your wife the right way. And when God say that, I say, man, listen. Man, listen. I got to do right. I got to do right. And so that's why I try to tell these men, and I'm gonna tell you, listen, they don't talk to me. These guys don't talk to me. They know me now. I was just checking to see if you was home. I got 4 more minutes and I'm hanging up. They know me now, but see, and one thing I know about us as men is we all flawed, we all wrong, but who willing to grow? Who willing to grow? What is you doing? Why are you standing there listening? Huh? Okay, go on halfway. You throwing off the message now. I like them shorts you got on though. Lululemon. I like they pink. Okay. Did they pass the finger test from school? Okay, wow. Oh, they cotton? Oh, okay. Hey, you put that burger for 10 seconds for me. 10 seconds microwave. I got 3 minutes left. All right, baby, go ahead now. Late. So why is he? And so now listen to me. Lost my whole train of thought. Now see, sometimes the adversary can use people you know. And so listen, I had to come to a place. I say, listen, I'm finna do the work. Because wherever you loud at, that's where the devil gonna test you at. You don't think the devil test me and my wife and my marriage? You don't think people out here speculating and got rumors and spreading rumors and oh, they did this and oh, they did that. He said this, she said that. I think this, I did. Don't nobody know nothing. But one thing you gonna know is if we together or we not. And so this what the thing is. These men, all the pastors I'm talking about, they all know me. I done spoke at their church. So see, y'all, a lot of y'all think that, oh, Tony just talking because he hating, because he not on their level and he not on TV and he not this and that. No, I'm talking about pastors. I spoke at their church, sat down with them, had lunch, had dinner. I know these men. But one thing about me, I'm not in no boys club. I'm in God's club. I'm in God's club. Anybody could get it. Yeah, I'm gonna have grace. Yeah, I'm gonna have that. But for me to be okay with it, I need the sermon of what happened about your marriage need to go viral, just like the sermon of you giving advice. If you is a pastor, a Christian man, not even a pastor, and you go through a divorce and you know that we is not supposed to be divorcing, but for certain situation, it need to be explained what happened. Because the people need to know. Otherwise, men sitting out there finna be leaving their wife. Brittany. Now, Brittany, I went through the website, like TampaBayBucks.com, and they have on there like, you know, get a suite or get luxury box or something like that. But I had mine for some years now, And they said they sold out because it got Tom Brady. They said they sold out. But I'm gonna tell you now, it's not a smart expense. I did it. I got me a Bucks box. Now for the people in my year coaching program, I got a year pro. They invited actually to the box to watch Tom Brady play. Them and a guest. Them tickets per ticket. If you had to buy it offline, that ticket would cost you $5,000. So I'm giving my clients $10,000 value. That's really what I got it for, just to be a blessing to people. And because I only got a family of 4, and a lot of games only I could go. So I got 9 other tickets that I could give away. So I'm in there with other families, other people that I invite, just to let people taste, just something different. Let people see something different. I do it too for the kids, for my son's friends and other kids, my homeboys' friends. Kids, just so they could see, like, man, this man country, ain't got a college degree, ain't got this, ain't got that, and this man on this here level up here got him a suite at the NFL stadium. That's why I do that, really just to be a blessing. But you got to sign a contract like you buying a house. But then after that, I think I'm finna get on up out of it. And the money I'm spending on that suite, I'm gonna spend that on traveling, seeing the world. It's like seen it, done it. I ain't got to have it forever. It ain't no legacy thing. Team go back down, get trash again in 5-10 years. I'll buy back in if I want to, but Joy, you might get to come on in there one time because you're in the Blessed Tribe. One of these days, I'm gonna do a Blessed Tribe meet up in there. A game that my family can't come. Be first come, first serve though. The Blessed Tribe. Now it might be the Patreon first now. Because that Patreon, there's some patrons on Patreon that's helping me produce the shows y'all watching and stuff. We got some patrons. I think I seen today 19 people is supporting on Patreon at $50 a month. That is insane. Stacey, God bless you. God bless you. T West, God bless you now. Hey, I got to go. It's 3 hours, 1 minute. Told my wife I was gonna get on off of here. Let me I ain't see this one. Kathleen, I apologize. Let me scroll through here, make sure I ain't missed. Kathleen, I apologize. Hey, y'all, don't put no more paid questions in there now. If I miss you, please forgive me. That chat went crazy. I'm just scrolling through here real quick. Make sure Kathleen L, the only one I missed. I got we now don't know what to do. He is being distant, like all these women pics on IG. Hurry. First thing you need to do is you need to set responsibility for what you did. That wasn't the alcohol. Don't be out here acting like Jamie Foxx, blaming on the alcohol. That's why he made that song, because that's what the women out there in Hollywood be doing, blaming on the alcohol. First, you need to set responsibility. That's your first step. Wasn't no alcohol. You were hot in the britches. Plopped on down, did what you did. We want men to accept responsibility. Women got to accept responsibility too. You want men to zip their pants up. Women got to keep their pants zipped up too. I got my shirt on the Tony Gaskin store. Close your legs. Y'all gonna get that shirt. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, bunch of new merchandise on there. New shirts. I totally forgot. It's been up there about a week now. I think that's the website. So since you got to understand that, and now with the man getting distant, I'm gonna tell you, it could be one of a million reasons. I don't even want to speculate. The number one reason is it's another woman. It's a new woman or back to his ex. The number two reason, the experience was not what he was hoping it was gonna be. That one right there could make you feel a little down about yourself, but That's why I ain't want to say that one, but I want to be real with you. But that's also the reason why I tell y'all, do not sleep with no man. Because when a man don't love you, y'all got to realize any little thing. As a woman, you can have an ingrown right there between your thigh and that there. You can have a little ingrown, and it just could look like Cookie Monster. And if it looked like Cookie Monster, that man will leave you. It just he got a weak stomach. You could just your pH could be off a little bit, and that pH off, and it just got just a little quick hint. It ain't too, it ain't too bad, but it just he'll leave you. He done. Oh, the new merchandise, you got to scroll down. We need to probably upgrade it to get the new up to the top, but you got to scroll down. Got my Don't Cheat the Grind shirts on there. Be bold, love yourself, count your blessings. Oh, got my Separation Before Elevation shirt on there. Got the pillars on there, got the mugs on there. Shout out to my assistant, Dunya. I don't know where she at. I ain't been able to reach her. She might have quit on me because I be talking about it on here. But listen to me. That's the thing. A man will leave you for anything. He seen something, saw a birthmark because he don't love you. The benefit of waiting is that you fall in love because the largest sexual organ is the mind. So when you fall in love and you come together, I know a man left a woman because she had a black line on her thumb from like a jam finger. He left her for that. Men can be very, very picky. Very picky. It's almost like if a man got a tooth growing in and he got, the shark tooth right there, and he go to smile, you might, first day, it might catch you off guard. You say, well, I don't like his smile. I don't like his teeth. That's why some women say, oh, he got to have a good smile. As picky as a woman could be, a man could be just as picky, if not more picky. And so it could be one little thing. And the man say, you know what? It also could be a test, because he could say, if a woman sleep with me inside of 3 months, she's not my wife. If a woman sleep with me inside of 6 months, she's not my wife. You never know what kind of stipulations and stuff that man got in his mind. Hey, this is Tony Gaskins. God bless you. If you have not signed up for the singles class, it is tomorrow. Lord willing, we'll get to have some Q&A on there, but we're going to have a deep dive message. If you already took one of the singles thing, you might not need it, but you know me, I don't use note cards, so the Lord going to give me some each time, and it might be different than the last time. So that's on Tony Gaskins Academy.com, and it is called Saturday School. And every free Saturday I get, I'm going to do a Saturday school, and they're going to be on different topics. One of them might be on cryptocurrency. Not really. Well, it might be if I meet a crypto expert, or it might be on taxes. It might be on relationships. It might be on LLCs. I'm just be doing Saturday school. And because I'm saying this live, not everybody finna be doing Saturday school. And so we're going to have a bunch of Saturday school, but it's not detention. You learning and growing. And so y'all be ready. Saturday school is $25 because, for one, I don't want no bunch of people on there. Two, I want people on there to be made an investment. And then three, it's also a part of what I do as virtual learning. So instead of me traveling for seminars, these are my virtual seminars, the way I'm home, the way I could work with y'all for 2 hours and then walk out my office and be with my family. So this is my new business model that I have changed, that I started before COVID hit, actually. And then COVID hit, that's let me know that was what God showed me, because he saw what was coming and I didn't even know it was coming. Hey, God bless y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow on the singles, for the singles only. God bless you. We'll talk soon.